All right. Welcome, everybody, to Talk That Talk. We have the unfiltered, unscripted, uncomfortable conversations about band, HBCU band culture, music education, and more. Let me go ahead and introduce the panel. We got Rick.
Buttermilk biscuits.
Buttermilk biscuits. We got
20 years. 20 years in Omega Roo.
And we got Maya.
Hey, y'all.
Boo Boo Kitty.
Hey.
Maya, I'm old. I'm old, Maya. March 3rd. I turned 20 years in Omega.
I mean, you was old before the Omega part of it, but yeah.
20 years, Quan.
Old man.
Pretty good, bro. Pretty good. Congrats.
I was about to sing a song, but I ain't gonna sing a song because I ain't trying to get flagged for copyright. So
Buttermilk biscuits.
Buttermilk biscuits. All right, man. So, man, we are back for another week, man. It has been a really crazy week. We're about to go on the spring break, at least in my district. Quan, you hitting that spring break, daddy, next week too?
Counting down, baby.
Absolutely.
Counting
Absolutely.
Down.
We got Thursday and Friday, and they got benchmark testing, so we ain't even got all our chilling. So it is what it is.
Yeah, man, I ain't looking forward to no spring break. We lose a week of rehearsal, and we got
a
concert.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That is the hard part about it because we lose a week of rehearsal, and we got UIL at the end of the month. But I need that break, daddy. I need to breathe for a second.
We could lose that week. It's okay. We could lose that week.
Right.
All right, man. So let's do how we always do it. Anything that happened this past week? Any good news? Anything you saw? Anything you watched? Go ahead and spill the beans.
I'll go first real quick. I just want to shout out to all of these HBCUs that are receiving these grants and whatnot, these funds from the government. I saw that I want to speak specifically, but I just saw that schools in Louisiana, specific HBCU, Southern University will be receiving $64 million, Grambling $48 million, Southern University of Suno $36 million, Xavier $31 million, Southern University of Shreveport and Bossier City $18 million, and Dillard $12 million, including Jarvis Christian College, East Texas $10 million, and Wiley College $9 million, just to name a few that's going to be getting these funds. I just pray everybody do what they supposed to do with it. Give the people they just do and build these music programs that have them and support.
Okay. All right. That is definitely dope. And we want to make sure that we definitely give a shout out to those folks. And then also, like you said, make sure they use them funds for the right there reasons. All right. Anybody else? Anything you got? Anything you seen? Anything good happening?
Yeah, man. I mean, I was just on Facebook right before I was coming in, and I saw a video that was impressive, man. Shout out to North Carolina Central's pep band. Thurman DeLynn just posted a video clip of the pep band, and they sound good as hell, man. Here's another, like we said, man, you got those diamond in the rough small bands, and North Carolina Central is definitely one of the bands at the top of that list. Yeah, they don't have 200, 300 people in the band, but I've said this since we've been doing this show. I respect the hell out of Thurman. I know what he can do. He's a hell of a musician. He's a hell of an educator. And he puts it out there on the line. His pep band that pep band is the best HBCU pep band I've heard thus far. Period. So
that's putting a lot on it. The best HBCU pep band. That's saying a lot, brother.
I've heard a lot, and I'm telling you right now, the best sounding group that I've heard thus far is North Carolina Central. So kudos to Thurman, and kudos to the staff, because he ain't doing it by himself. And the thing I love about the post is he actually put on there, shout out to the staff and the students. Being one of those college directors that actually shows some kudos to, the people that's under them, man. That's important. You know what I'm saying? Like, these people out there working their tail off for no recognition. So shout out to North Carolina Central and the staff. You guys, man, that video clip, you're doing an amazing job. I heard that. Shout out to Southern and Prairie View, two HBCUs that are actually featuring their wind ensemble instead of just hitting the marching band daddy all year long. Southern and PV. The PV band directors have been going around the Texas area. I know they came and saw Yuquan and a couple other groups, but going around doing clinics and recruiting, and actually demonstrating that they have something at the school other than marching band. And then Southern, I think this is like the second or third video I've seen where Dr. Taylor has been putting the wind ensemble out there, man. Like, shout out to those programs. I think he even put on the post like, hey, here's the challenge. Stop posting all these videos of your marching band. Let's post these videos of this wind ensemble. So kudos to Southern, kudos to PV for putting something out there other than what, feeding the habits of some of our bandhead friends. We can do other things. There's a lot of good music out there too, y'all. Shout out to Kataj Copley from University of Texas. He's a graduate student at Texas, but that brother is really an up and coming wind ensemble person. We always preach for our brothers like Kevin Day. Shout out to him, one of our Symphonian brothers, and Omar, one of our Symphonian brothers, Omar Thomas.
You about to say something?
Right, but shout out to Kataj Copley, man. He's one of the up and coming names in wind band. So if you want to support Black and you want to support wind ensemble music, I suggest all our friends out there that are band directors check out Kataj Copley's music. So
yeah, I'm gonna ask you about that later on.
okay.
I don't know if I don't want to interrupt Maya, but I do want to say shout out to Brother Charles Connor. He did a live feed of his band program. Like, awesome job. I was able to listen to it in between class. But awesome job, bro.
Yeah, most definitely. I checked it. I started listening to the last piece. I didn't get a chance to go all the way through it, but yeah, man. I heard some of the things in that first march that we talked about. Yeah, they're a lot. They're fixed, so that's a good thing, man. So yeah, man. Shout out to you, brother. All right, Maya, you got anything, or you good?
I'm just happy to be here as always.
Hey, Eco. All right.
We're happy to have you here.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
Yes,
Buttermilk biscuits.
Buttermilk biscuits. That's gonna be the new thing for Maya.
Yes, sir.
What's good, Ma? Now it's gonna be buttermilk biscuits.
Okay, so I'm lost. What is that? Where is that from?
What, Maya? You really have been under a rock.
We're gonna have to let you know. We'll tell you later. But Maya, I will say this though.
What?
Did you see the last post that you got?
Huh?
You was all over the page. You had your own little clip.
What happened?
Oh,
Which one?
You are terrible. We gonna have to.
No, see, the thing is, these folks that messed around and gave me a real adult person's job. And see, I'm not a real adult. And so it's really been doing something to me, okay? So
Well, shout out to you and Quan School. Got that Sunday spot.
Yeah,
The new episode of March was good. It was good.
yeah,
So
it was good. And then the proposal daddy that went down. Hey, look,
Yes.
Wait, our school was on March.
Huh?
Oh, you mean PV? They
yeah,
got it. Oh, my bad. I was like, dang. Sorry.
complete mess.
School.
I
Complete
thought
mess.
TV
Let me
produced,
reel it back in.
but you couldn't even follow the goddamn conversation. That is,
Complete mess.
you are a product of PV. You can't even follow a conversation.
Wait
Anyway,
a minute.
hey, that's your boy. That's your boy.
No, don't go this far.
That's your BO boy.
PV produces productive people. That's
Right,
the
we do.
motto.
We do. Y'all act like y'all don't fall short of the glory. I'm just saying.
Hey. But thank you, Lord. All right. Hey, Eco.
But yeah, man. It was definitely a good show. When is the last show supposed to be, by the way? Does anybody know?
I don't
Is it
know,
this
but
Sunday? Because they're going to Jackson, and congratulations because they all of a sudden in first place. That's
right.
story. But
Wait,
it's
who's
a good
in
show.
first place?
PV.
PV.
Oh, because I was gonna say
Yeah,
that
that last episode was weird though, because they just skipped over a lot of things, right? Like for some reason, what's her name on Piccolo got back in the
she
section
got back. Martell
miraculously. I'm like,
just got back in the section, but the
right.
other
But,
what was the name?
but then Cardavian, he didn't
Yeah.
get. Oh, she didn't get back in. I don't. Cardavian didn't get back into the baritone section, and I was waiting to see them cupcakes come out. We ain't get the cupcake daddies. We ain't get nothing
the whole time. But
I've been waiting on these cupcakes this whole time. I wanted to see the reaction when he went in Doc's office and hit him with the cupcake daddies.
But didn't she bring up some cookies though? Or was it the cupcakes?
It was. Oh, was it cookies? I don't know. Like them sweets. We didn't get none of that.
She brought Doc her cookies.
And didn't get back in. You ain't playing nothing.
Got
Don't take them cookies with you.
So
So
must have been trash.
yeah, this episode was all over the damn place. But hey, shout out to them. They number one. And shout out to Julian for them playing separate ways at the next show. So hopefully we get to separate his daddy. Shout out to Courtney for getting engaged. We already knew he was engaged. I knew it was coming, but
man, I was
shout out
watching.
to Courtney.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I was watching the show like, oh, Courtney, look at him, man. He
Yeah.
grew all up and got engaged. We remember him as a crab, old fresh,
Yes, sir. Old young fella with that weird armature.
Yep, old phony quiet Courtney. But no, man, shout out to him. I don't know if they're gonna hit that separate ways because it's probably gonna be copyright. So it's probably tight.
Man, they've been hitting all these songs the whole show. So I don't know. But
yeah, they kind of like do snippets of it.
Yeah,
because you can only play a percentage before they hit with the copyright daddy.
But shout out to Julian for hitting that separate ways, daddy. Everybody don't know that separate ways that Julian that PV hit at Jackson. That was a Julian Luke arrangement. So shout out to Mr. Luke 191906 for writing that order. 1919 mess. Here we go. All right.
First
you ain't.
I was about to say, man, thank you for giving me my flowers, but you actually gave me my flowers and you stomped on it right at the end.
Tight, because I gave it to you and then I went back again and was gonna give it to you again and then reneged.
You're phony. All right, man. I guess we're gonna wrap that, but let's go ahead and keep this thing going, man. Oh dang, I didn't even change this thing. Good Lord, I'm sorry. I didn't bring this all the way down. There we go. All right, welcome everybody to Talk That Talk. We have the unfiltered, unscripted, uncomfortable conversations about band, HBCU, band culture, music education, and more. Go ahead and smack. I need to change that. Go ahead and click the like button. I'm gonna say click the like button until I change it, and I'm gonna go back to what we have for this show. And also go ahead and subscribe to the network and turn on notifications. You can also find us on all your podcasts and networks at Real Talk That Talk. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. So I'm not even we're talking institutions and music education today. And we'll see where this goes. All right. So here we go. Are music students at HBCUs focused on fun or education? Are music students at HBCUs focused on fun or education? Quan.
Uh, being honest, I really don't think. I really don't think, honestly, a lot of uh music education students really know what they're walking into. Um, because, like I've stated, I think the process of it, of being a music educator during your undergraduate days, is somewhat flawed. And I say that because, of course, you deal with your applied lessons, your music theory courses, but that's really it. Once you start to set foot in those education courses, like in my opinion, they don't speak the real of what you're really going to deal with. They really don't speak to the fact of, number one, you may have to build a program. Number two, it's not about creating a marching band just like your uh, alma mater. It's about building adequate musicians, regardless if it's the middle school sector, high school sector, or even if you're going, to the elementary realm. Elementary realm. Um, so a lot of this, in my opinion, the people that I spoke to, a lot of them, they don't even know what they're about to run into until that first year, and then hopefully some of them stick with it. Honestly, I know some music educators, they've only taught 3 years, and they be like, "Yeah, this ain't what I thought," and they be out. So, I think, is it fun or education? I think you go into it with the mindset of education, but you really don't know what you're getting into. And if you have professors that's truly not informing you with wise counsel about what you're really about to walk into, then honestly, you feel low key hoodwinked, bamboozled once you get out.
Quan, let me ask you this quick question. At PV, did they hit you with the look to your left, now look to your right? Some of these music students ain't gonna make it.
Nah, they didn't hit us with that, but we knew it. I mean, we knew it. Like my freshman year, we had buku, music majors, voice majors. Then all of a sudden, by the time that sophomore year came, they was engineer majors. They was something else. So
Okay. Rick, are music students at HBCUs focus on fun or education?
I can't really speak for these young people because I haven't been at the HBCU level in 5 years. So I'm just gonna speak for myself. When I was in undergrad, I was about that fun. We up here gassing, Quan. You always hitting us with that philosophical. Well, we have to think about the feelings of the young people here. Hell no. When I was at undergrad, it was about what I could get next and who I could get next. You up here gassing, Quan. And I was the bros too. Tight. I was hitting that stepdaddy. I was out there hitting that man. If she was cute, I was on it. She was getting this water. I was spitting that water left and right. Then I got my ass in the practice room because I wanted to be a good trumpet player. But the main thing in my mind was I want to be a good trumpet player, drum corps, and being the outest cute dog I could be. Now, granted, and I know Julian is probably gonna step in and say this, I wasn't what everybody would consider like this super out cute. Like I wasn't wearing gold boots every day. I wasn't wearing the nail your daddy every day. I always been into fashion, so I was always on the dress daddy. And I wasn't out like being like ridiculous, but I was out to have a good time. We was hitting that sweatbox daddy every Thursday because Norfolk State threw a school-wide party every Thursday, and I was there, and we was hitting the stepdaddy. I was out there having a good time. Undergraduate, man, shoot. Undergraduate, you supposed to enjoy yourself. Yeah, you supposed to go to class. Yeah, you supposed to do all these things. But that's the best and most fun time of your life. I'm sorry. I think it should be. You know what I'm saying? I think kids should be able to experience that life before you become an adult. Once you get in that master's program, all that shit is over. All right. You should be focused. And to be honest, you shouldn't get nothing less than a 3.9 to a 4.0 in a master's or a doctoral degree. Point blank, period. Because that's your focus. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, when Miss Boone gave me an A- in my master's program, y'all, I was close to T. I was like, Miss Boone, please. Because I was working my ass. Miss Boone, can you please give me an A? Please, Miss Boone. That's what you get, baby. That's what you deserve. I was like, Miss Boone, please. So it was tight. But yeah, so man, stop gassing. Undergrad is about fun and having a good time. Some
No,
of us
bro, so I thought the question. So you
no. Look at the
no,
question.
listen.
Are music students at HBCUs focused on fun or education? It's the goddamn on fun.
So shit. But I swear, when I heard the question, I don't know, I might be off today. Like when I heard the question, my mindset was like, is it about fun for the program? That's what I was thinking. I don't know why my mind went.
That question say music students at HBCU. We was about that fun, daddy. Matter of fact, when I went to Norfolk State, we had an organization called 902. Blah ye. All right. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, naked. Excuse me. So Julie and I were both in 902 when we were at Norfolk State. 902, y'all, was literally the cool dudes in the band. All the cool dudes in the band joined 902, or they approached you to join 902. It was a made-up organization, just like many of these made-up organizations at these HBCUs. Come on, y'all. Y'all know Dorm, Phi Dorm. Y'all got Greek letter names for dorms at PV. I was like, oh my God, this is some mess here. But they be hitting the step show daddy and all for the dorms. Man, college is about fun. And then hopefully you make sure you do what you went there to do, which is getting a quality education, right? You know, there has to be studying, but there also has to be like an overall experience. So in my opinion, for the average undergrad, college is about fun. I'll leave it there.
My bad. You're right, Rick.
So Rick, you're ultimately saying you were a complete smut in undergrad, because that's what I heard from at least the first 20 minutes of your conversation.
No comment.
Okay. All right.
I had a good time, man. Undergrad treated me well. Undergrad owes me nothing. And the master's degree and this doctorate degree beat the hell out of me. So I guess I'm paying for it now. But I enjoyed my undergrad degree. I had fun.
I will go ahead and admit that Rick was not the typical Omega. But I mean, if you know Rick, he's not the typical Omega anyway. Like if you met him in person and just like know him personally, he's not the typical Omega. But in all fairness, his chapter is not a typical chapter of Omega anyway. They don't carry themselves like Omegas, and therefore he was very.
Ho. We do carry ourselves like Omegas. We
You
just
know what I mean. You know what I mean.
here wearing no
Y'all,
goddamn gold boots all day
y'all
long.
wouldn't walk around with the chain daddies on and nail you every day and the camo daddy every day with the gold boots. Y'all weren't doing all that. Y'all were actually dressed. So yes, in all fairness, no, you were not the typical Omega in that regard. Now, what y'all did behind closed doors, and I'm gonna leave off this here channel. All right. My Maya. Are music students at HBCUs focused on fun, education?
Well, I'm glad because at first I was like, well, damn, after Quan went, I was like, I must not be clicking on all fours, because when I was thinking about it, I even reduced it down to just students in college, period. Like, I mean, yeah, we can drill it down to music students, or we can just drill it down to HBCUs, but kids in college, period. Like, and I wouldn't say that I even had a typical college experience. I didn't go to my first party until end of spring semester sophomore year. I'm serious. I'm very serious. But no,
I can see that.
I think pigs. I think kids are just truly like trying to figure out what the hell is going on, or at least that's where I was. Like, I'm away from home. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I know I'm supposed to get a degree. I don't know what the hell I want to do with life. Let me just go and take these basics or things that didn't carry over, so I can at least get some credits and then figure it out later. I just want to dance. I just want to have a good time. I just want to eat and just live my life. So I think it's just more so about the fun aspect. At some point, you do get to where, okay, well, damn, it's almost time to graduate, or what am I going to do next? Let me hone in a little bit. So there's a piece of it, but I think for across the board for the average student, we just here for a good time, not a long time.
Maya, hold on.
I agree.
Hold the phone. Hold on.
What?
We got to go here for a second because you said it, and you went to PV, and so did Quan. You said I wanted to eat. That PV calf is trash. So what? Were y'all hit? Hold on. Were y'all hitting that grilled cheese daddy every day?
Hold on. Rick,
no, I didn't eat in the MSC like that. Period.
Trash.
No, wait.
No.
Listen, no, I'm not, because this isn't even about saving the PV calf. This is reality. Rick, let's keep it a buck, dog. You leave your house and you have unlimited food for at least three times a day. It didn't matter how great the food was. You was in there smashing because
we was not smashing that baby calf. Now, Lion say we was. Thank you. Exactly. My point exactly. You see, he ain't say a word, Maya. And Quan, he ain't say a word.
The baby calf was serving the same food as the big calf.
Was we smashing that baby calf? Or the little calf? Sorry, the little calf.
When we got out of band practice, we were.
We was not smashing. We went in there, we hit that hot dog daddy or that hamburger, and went right back to band practice.
No, Rick. Let me tell the world about Rick. Rick is the most pickiest eater in the world. So Rick was probably smashing the hot dog and the hamburger daddy. But us normal folk, we was hitting that, what was that tater tots surprise. We was hitting that mess. We was hitting them soul food Thursdays.
Man, you gotta make me vomit in my mouth on this show. That nasty ass mess. I'm telling you. Let me tell you how bad it was, because Julian is gassing right now.
I am not gassing.
Let me tell you how bad it was. And I'm sure they did this at PV. They do it at a lot of schools. We used to hit the meal plan daddy, but you also get the little, they call them Spartan Bucks with it.
Spartan Bucks.
Those Spartan Buck daddies was going quick, because we had this spot on campus called the Grill. Yeah. The Grill was the best food on Norfolk State campus.
Well, we had a grill too. We had a
best food on PV campus,
but
Panther Grill too.
But that still doesn't negate the fact that people were smashing the calf because it was free. Well, not free, but it was unlimited food.
Right.
Like, yeah, I don't know about that because
we were hitting the swipe daddies, yes, at the grill. We was especially when we got to the grill, and then they ended up hitting that Chick-fil-A daddy. We had that Pizza Hut across the way. We were smashing all that, but we were also in that calf hitting it too.
You are gassing. I know you gassing because I just remember the adulation we would have when we would go to other people's school. A&T, come on, June. When we hit that A&T calf daddy, or when we hit that delectable, delicious Morgan State calf, we was all like, "Oh my God, this is, man, I am in heaven."
Listen, that is true. I am not denying that. That was some really good calf food. That does not take away from the fact that when we got back to our own place and we had too many other options other than going to the booty gate, then we was hitting that daggone calf.
Man, whatever.
Your undergraduate days is the best, brokest days of your life. I was smashing that MSC. Matter of fact, I learned how to get them Ziploc bags. Drop that fish up in there. Miss Pat, what you doing? Nothing.
Right.
Peace be unto her, Miss Pat. Dropping that fish up in there. Go and get that hamburger with them French fries. Dump it up in there, because I know I'm gonna need it after practice. Because all we had.
We ain't had nothing else open after that.
But that's the problem. That's the problem, though, right, y'all?
Jack in the Box, where everybody else was at.
But that's the problem. At UConn, we got a campus, y'all, that's open past 10 o'clock at night.
Bye.
And they serve breakfast, everything, 10 o'clock at night.
It's giving privilege.
Was a blessing. Reverse breakfast was a blessing at PV. Reverse breakfast when they had breakfast at night.
No, the Anthem MSC. What do they used to call it?
Alumni.
For our viewers out there, this will let you know that that HBCU culture or college in general is about that fun. We up here reminiscing on them calf daddies. We ain't talking about no class about talking about no Schoenberg, or no 12-tone row. None of that. That was important. But this calf and which one was better? Because Norfolk State, we had 2 calves on campus. So
I went to Southern cafeteria. It was on. I'm
Really?
sorry. Southern cafeteria was on. But to Maya's point, my very first party was that phone party at PV. I don't know if they still have it.
If that was your phone party, if the first party was your phone party, that was a good way to start. I'm just gonna say that.
But see, this is the thing. We never had no other time to go to no parties.
Right.
So when Sai was at the party, we knew Prof let us out. That's the only parties I went to. I never went to a Knights of Columbus party. None of that. And then as a crab, you got to realize you don't want to be caught at some of them homecoming parties.
So let me say this. Yes, and let me go back to what Rick was saying earlier. We did have a party every Thursday called the Sweatbox, and the Sweatbox
used to jump.
Amazing. It was amazing.
Jump.
The hottest,
Absolutely.
sweatiest, stickiest, slipperiest floor experience that you can probably ever have at a university. Yeah, that was amazing.
And had the time of our lives. That party was simple as hell, y'all. It wasn't no water, no nothing in there. Nothing. It was a little soda machine daddy outside.
No refreshments. If you got hot, you had to go outside, literally outside. You couldn't go in the hallway. You had to go all the way outside. Because that's
flip phones.
You say what?
With flip phones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I ain't had no phone going tight. I had to get the numbers on the paper there. We had the paper in our pocket.
My freshman year.
Number?
Yeah, my freshman year.
What's your number?
We didn't get them flip phone daddies until about, what was it? Maybe 03, 04?
I got my first phone, Quan, after my mom and dad, my gift for probating in 02 was my mom and dad bought me a cell phone. That was the first phone I ever had.
What kind was it? It was a Nokia?
Yes, sir. The little dial daddy. And you better not let that thing. One time I was spitting, y'all, this happened. One time I was spitting this water. I was having some fun. And I accidentally called my mama. And my mama, dog, when I got home, my mama was like, "What was you doing last night?" Oh, nothing. My mom was like, "You called me on your phone." I looked in the phone. That joint said, "Mom." I was like, "Yikes!"
Did you mess up your minutes? Did you mess up your minutes?
No, he ain't messing my minutes. But my mama heard something she didn't want to hear. I can just tell you that.
So I had to put that on the screen.
So you're being mannish.
So that everybody can understand. If you came to one of them Sweatbox daddies at Norfolk, you had yourself a good time. You probably
Rodriguez Doss, I agree with you. Morgan State's calf is the GOAT.
Yeah.
That calf is, man, look, I can't speak well enough about that Morgan State calf. We got there, Quan, we was about to play Morgan, and they hit us with the calf daddy. Imagine a line. This line was so goddamn long, dog. You had so many options of the food daddy you could get at that calf, and it was all good. And we was there for breakfast. Good. Morgan State to go to calves. A&T is number 2. I don't know who after that. Those are top 2.
I ain't gonna lie. Southern wasn't bad. I ain't gonna lie. Southern wasn't bad. And when I used to sneak up there, they used to have red beans and rice on every Monday.
Now, I will say this. I don't know if she's still living to this day, but I will say this. Miss Annette in the Big Calf used to make one hell of an omelet, dog.
Yeah.
And man, and she used to hook me up with 2 of them joints. She would hook me up with 2 of them little omelet daddies. I'd be good for the rest of the morning because, by the daytime, I'd be hungry.
But the thing about it, though, like, Quan, how was it at PV, right? Because, like, for us, it was all about the fun, y'all. Like, the calf time was also, like, that was the fashion show at Norfolk State. So, like, 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
12 o'clock at the Big Calf, we were there every day. And Miss Madge used to let us, dog, we gave Miss Madge a check for $10,000 a couple years ago. Because Miss Madge used to let us in the calf, y'all. Miss Madge used to put her job at risk for us. Miss Madge, she'll take your card and she'll swipe it, barely put it in and swipe it. All right, go ahead.
She wasn't swiping. She hit you with that light daddy. Like, go ahead, baby.
Go ahead. Goddamn. Go ahead. But Miss Madge,
that was on Miss Pat.
Right. Miss Madge was looking out for us, right? Making sure we ate, making sure we was good. So we repaid the favor. A couple years ago, man, we all put money together and sent Miss Madge a check. My boy Ricky gave it to him $10,000. Go ahead, Miss Man.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Ricky the Alpha.
yeah,
Okay.
he started it, and we all contributed. So yeah, man, like HBC. That's the thing about HBCU culture that I don't think a lot of people understand is that in addition to the education, we got people all around us taking care of us, from the calf lady to the lady Miss Blake was in charge of Twin Towers. Her son Russell was in the band with us, and we Miss Blake used to take care of all of us. We go to band practice, the building. We got Miss Randolph downstairs taking care of all. Like we had those nurturing figures that made HBCU life so much more, nurturing to all of us. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, education is always going to be number one at the college level. But at the end of the day, it's so many other great things that are happening at HBCU that we all have stories about and can talk about. And we will remember for the rest of our lives.
I think Maya said it best. Like, I think if you truly matriculate through the HBCU journey like you're supposed to, you're really going to end up finding yourself, or you should end up finding yourself. And it takes a village. Like you say, everybody have that cafeteria lady that swipe the card. Like, everybody have that one professor that may end up calling your mama to be like, he messing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have those aunties, you have those uncles on campus that, how many times your band director may be like, you know what you doing? Nothing. Let's go eat. Like you have those, and you're hungry. You know what I'm saying? Like you just have those. I mean, everybody knows about y'all call it rookie, but you're a crab during homecoming. Y'all better get from around here. We like, why? It's like those whatever rituals that you have now. But I mean,
yeah, I love the fact that I went to a HBCU, man. I know y'all do too.
Same, man.
And Crystal, yes, we are still talking about that straight scud. Yes, it will forever be a bucket. But yeah, man, like those experiences are important, man. So yeah, go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry.
No, you good, man. I'm always let y'all rock. But no, real quick, shout out to Crystal, man. If you guys haven't checked it out on Sunday, she has her show Dive, a lady band director. We need to always make sure we tap into her show, man. She killed her first show on last Sunday, and she has another show coming up this Sunday. So make sure that y'all go ahead and check out Crystal and Dive, a lady band director on Sundays. All right, but yeah, man. Just getting back to the topic. I can't disagree with what you guys are saying, because a young boy coming from Houston, Texas, into a space of Virginia, going that far away. Like Maya said, I was just trying to navigate, and trying to figure out who I was at the same time, and being in the band and getting hooked up with so many people, and then being introduced to the sweatbox. I had never had an experience like that before, and then I ain't gonna talk about what happened to me during second semester, but when I came back in Pledge 902. Yeah, we pledge 902. It definitely was all in fun.
Mm-hmm.
I can easily say it. I wasn't focused on no music like that, especially my first year. Not at all. I can tell you that 100%. My first year, it was downhill. So, but yeah, man. So I can definitely agree.
And it's crazy too, y'all, because like when I pledged Omega, I had a 3.75 GPA. Like I was going to class and doing what I needed to do, but that fun daddy was A1 for me. I'm like, shit, I knocked that theory out after this sweatbox. So hey.
Yeah, I had a 3.13 when I played science. So hey. Yeah. All right, man. That was dang, I didn't even think we was gonna go in that far, but hey, I loved it, man. That was a good topic.
It's Quan fault. Yeah, I wanna take the time.
No. Hold on, wait.
I'd like to take the time to discuss all these.
No, stop it. We can't move on from this conversation just yet. We can't move on from this conversation yet. The reason why we can't move on, man, because Chief got to give his 10 cents.
Right.
What up, dog? What up, dog?
What up?
Chief, we on here, Quan on here being phony, Chief. That's what up, though.
I heard him, though. Let's
take a moment.
Educated, man.
Right, let's take a moment to discuss the quadratic equation here. See what happens with the college students. Quan, get out of here.
It's the top button for me, bro. It's the top button.
Just want to let y'all know y'all ain't shit.
Man, Quando here straight gas mode. No, the whole time he was talking cheap, I'm just sitting here like,
Shit, I was out. You
Oh, man. You was in the practice room, huh, Quan? Quan was in the
right.
practice room.
I had
that
this.
shit,
I had an agent.
I didn't get put like this. I didn't get the question because the truth is I just didn't want to be that person that got that letter on your dorm room that was like, oh, he going home, y'all. Like he gotta go home. Like because at TV, when you fail, they put that little doorknob on your door that you can't turn the door handle. That means, hey, once we open, take all your stuff out. You going home permanently. I just didn't want one of them letters.
Smith.
Man, that's Super Smith. Yeah, about to say, dang.
Yeah. We had fun at Norfolk. That's what I'm gonna
Hey, man, it's good to see y'all though.
Yeah,
It's good to see y'all though.
and, it's good to have the family all back together.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I love bringing guests in here, but when we got the family, it's just a whole different vibe.
Right, man. It's been a minute, man. Ain't seen
Hey,
everybody, man.
Mario, can you do me a favor? Just quick, dog, before we move to the next topic. Can you please back me up with Julian that small calf won't talk about nothing at Norfolk State?
So let me tell you this. So I went to the Scott Dozier.
Yes, sir.
And I would go over there and get the fine-tuned omelets from Miss Madge. You know, she was over there on the other side of campus. When we went to the small calf, it was out of necessity because it was the other one was too far across the campus. I wasn't walking way the fuck over other side of campus. Really, if Bodega was open 24 hours, we'd have just went to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just
and hit that sub.
Smooth it.
Yes, sir.
Smoothie. You was,
but I don't.
You was first of all, you was sleep. You was
no,
sleep
you do because you were just sitting up here talking about trying to make it seem like that small calf food was hit.
No, what I said was we was smashing it because it was all you can eat, and coming from where you come from, wherever you come from, you don't get all you can eat breakfast, lunch, or dinner. So when you got the availability to smash, you gonna smash.
Mario, I was with you at Morgan. What was that Morgan calf talking about?
Whoa. Let me finish. But I also said we was hitting the hell out of them points when we was hitting that Grill Daddy.
Yeah. True.
We was going to them Pizza Hut. When we was going to Chick-fil-A when that joint got in, and we was going to the Bodega. So I agree with you, dog. I just said
I'm gonna tell you, man. I saw what y'all the question. You said, did people, did we focus on fun or education, bro? I just jump in there. When I came to Norfolk, man, I came from Cass Technical High School, the Lewis Cass Technical High School in Detroit, Michigan. And I was focused on music when I got there. But then quickly, very, very fucking quickly, I was like, ain't nobody better than me on clarinet, so I'm just gonna go chill. I just went to chill, and then I knew that wasn't nobody messing with me, but like my rookie brother was probably like the only other person that could play like me. I was like, well, I guess I'm good. And then baritone wasn't nobody fucking with me either. So I was like, well, I guess I'm good. Like, and then it's because, and I think that happens sometimes in these, when you build up, and I can say this as a high school band director, when you build up your kids to go extra hard, and then you send them to a school and the program is not up to snuff, that could be discouraging, and that could be contributing to why some of these kids and programs don't go as far as they possibly could, because they're not pushing them past the levels they were already at in high school. So you may have some of those issues. I know for me, I had never been around that many fine women at one time. I was just like, this is crazy. It was
first time
crazy.
I went to Hampton.
It was crazy.
Can you remember the first time you went to Hampton?
No. ODU, sir. ODU was scud.
Listen to me, Mario. See, I told you we couldn't leave this topic yet. Listen to me. My freshman year, I would go to ODU every day after practice with Charles Kane. Every day.
Well, he had some meat over there or something?
No, yeah.
What's ODU?
Old Dominion. I was going to ask, is Prairie View, is it another like PWI around Prairie View?
No. The closest school to Prairie View is TSU, and that's almost an hour away.
Damn. That's crazy because Norfolk shares the area with like mad schools. Like it's like even like Hampton is 20 minutes away or 25 minutes away.
Hampton, Virginia Wesleyan is right up the street.
Wesleyan, you got ODU. Yep. I mean, all these schools is right around each other. Like So when we went to parties in Norfolk was crazy.
Yeah.
Parties in Norfolk used to be dope. I know for me, I had
Used
a
to
good
go to the
time.
Legion.
Right.
Dog,
Right.
that
So,
Legion-
and it was crazy though, right? Because then KK Psi and Omega, we took over the party scene.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, it was a
Once
span
either
about,
one got into the party,
Right.
it was a wrap. It was a wrap.
because it was a
It was
span of about a good amount of time where you hit the it was like this. First semester, you got to hit that Alpha Cabaret. If you ain't
Right.
at the Alpha Cabaret, you ain't talking about
Yeah.
nothing.
Right.
And the Alphas, it got so big, Mario, that we worked a deal with the Alphas. We'll let y'all into the shorty short for free if y'all let us into the cabaret.
Right. Yeah. I remember that. I remember that.
Hey, we
I
did the
remember
same
that.
thing. We did the same thing for just pajama party.
Yeah, so it was you hit the cabaret in the spring, then in the fall, then in the spring you hit that pajama jam, and we usually
And then
had the shorty short about 2 weeks later. So
'Cause-
you had them
So the
3
pajama.
floors.
But let me tell you. So
Are you
back
about to tell the
in
history of the pajama jam, Mario? Because every time we talk
You
about
already know. Nobody gives me credit for this shit. Like it's
I
like
do. I do.
you
I always
you
do.
the only one to do. So back in I don't know, was it 2005, whatever year it was, we had the first pajama jam. I
05.
was the one that created the shit, and I said, "Yo, we need to have pajama jam." So we have pajama jam, and it's dope, right? But I went to the shorty short shortly after.
Come on, our parties were so big.
I would just say I can't even mention the stuff. Like I know we keep it real, but I can't mention the stuff that was going on at that party. It was like way too far. I was just like,
hey, Maya, I'm gonna put it to you like this.
Let me.
Our party got so big.
Hello, Rick.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
When y'all had that joint at the Coliseum, dog.
Yeah, that's the one I was about to say,
And
Julie.
That's the one.
Listen, Rick is my best friend. Now, back then we wasn't as close, but me and Rick, we marched. We was in the section together, so we was cool. He knew I was inside. Listen to me. When they had that joint at the Coliseum, and I walked to the door, I was like, "Yo." Rick was standing outside talking to his bros. I was like, "Bro, let us in, dog. Come on, man." And he was like, "Tight. We about to shut it down because it's too packed, dog."
Dog,
like, bro,
Maya,
on, dog.
we rented out the biggest arena in the whole Hampton Roads area,
right,
and sold it out. We made $20,000 off of that party, y'all. My undergrad chapter made $20,000.
Insane, bro. It was insane.
It was so many people. I was like, Julie, I'm sorry, dog. Like they are not letting me let nobody in.
Yeah, that was
like, and then
the pajama jam was crazy, but
Yeah.
it was just like the pajama jam times 5 because it was just like
was
5
huge.
times the people there, and it was like crazy. I was like, man, but
But
we
like,
had
dude,
we had a good time at undergrad. I'll just
We
put it like
did.
that. I'll leave it at that. We had a good time. Did y'all have
Hey.
parties at PV that was like that? Like was like one parties that you just be like, if they threw a party, you knew it was just gonna be crazy.
anything at the back cave, right?
That homecoming party, they do like a big homecoming party right in the middle of campus. And that's
Tent party
yeah, the tent
used to
party.
be.
Yeah, but them, I ain't gonna lie, them phone parties used to be so
It's
epic.
like would have been a phone party, yeah.
Yeah, bro, them phone was epic, bro. Like crazy. When the campus they had a toga party that was cool. Alpha the Brothers, we had a key party, it was okay. But they used to have like a QR party as well. But the baby doll parties really kind of like was live, but I really wasn't that much of a party
Did you say
person.
baby oil party?
No,
No,
And,
no.
Yo,
Right.
yo, what the fuck?
Nah.
Right.
They had a,
Hey,
it's
you walk
called,
in the party, hey, come here right now.
Right now, I got it.
You gotta slap that.
Squeeze that shit.
Yeah, come on now. Ah,
Squeeze
yeah.
that shit like mayonnaise.
nah.
Yo, I'm weak. My bad, dog.
Are you good? But nah, I really wasn't the party goer. If it wasn't really a band party, I really didn't go to it though. That's me.
Tight.
That's me. Now Maya, I'm pretty sure she was one of the most popular ladies on campus, so she was invited to
You heard her
freeway.
say she ain't go to no parties until sophomore year.
Maya. I don't think let's keep it a buck. I don't even think Maya really realizes how popular she was, even to this day. So,
I
yeah.
mean, based on the stories, if you got people wearing your face on their shirt, I probably kind of leery to go to parties too. Like these creepers in here, I don't know what these people
But I mean,
weirdos.
even I never even like. Well, that's true. I never really realized it, and I guess I still don't because I never had that track in mind. Like I never thought of it like that. I was just there to dance and have fun because I was at that time. It was all about breaking barriers and breaking things that being in a place that I quote unquote should not have been. So that's really what the focus of me before it was. So
I hear that.
All right. Man, that went super long. All right, man. Let's just keep it going then, man. If you
I'm
just
back, baby.
if you're just tuning in,
Buttermilk biscuits.
buttermilk biscuits. Uh, see my voice cracking out.
Where the hell are my cools at?
Welcome everybody to Talk That Talk. We have the unfiltered, unscripted, uncomfortable conversations about HBCU band culture, music education, and more. Go ahead and smash that like daddy as soon as you come in the door. Do not wait. Just go ahead and smash that like daddy right now. I was about to say button. But go ahead and smash that like daddy. Also, subscribe to the network and turn on notifications. Also, you can find us at all your podcasts and networks at Real Talk That Talk. All right, let's keep it moving. Should band head fans actually study before posting? Should band head fans actually study before posting? Chief.
Of course they should, but that's the culture of our world right now is that people, post first and think later. And we get caught up in that it's everything is dealt based on your immediate response, your immediate feelings. Like whatever I feel right now is what I have to go out and do. It's so impulsive, you know what I mean? And I think when it comes to that though, people are reckless with the words that they say. And I think it's okay if it's a funny game, but then when it starts to get to accusatory things and it's talking about somebody's character, it's talking about you're downgrading somebody's program and you're shooting down people who work really hard to do something, and you're doing it without facts or any type of like basis of information, based just on your feelings or one clip you may have seen, and then just kind of like base everything on that. I think we said that we had that conversation a while ago about like we're talking about Howard University, and we were talking about the band program and some things like that. And then I thought about it later. I was like, I kind of felt like I was guilty of the same thing I'm saying now. You just never really know. Have you talked to Mr. Washington? Have you spoken to anybody there? Do you know what the situation is? And if you haven't, then it's important to make sure you get information before you start spewing stuff, especially when you have platforms that mean something. So that's kind of like, the long and short of that.
All right. Maya, should bandhead fans actually study before posting?
I mean, yeah, but then that brings me to what they gonna study, because a lot of what's being talked about, yeah, you can be on the outside looking in, but if you ain't really spent 2 seconds or 2 hours in the shoes or in the realm or in the environment, you still don't truly know what you're talking about. So it's just like when you said that, I automatically thought, never mind. But
No. Talk your talk. Come on.
no, I was gonna say it took me to like work when I think about this job now. When they be like, oh, when the resume or when your experience don't match the job or what have you, I think it's the same thing. Like I can talk all this talk or whatever, but when it gets down to it, I really don't know nothing. I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know right from left, but I can sway a crowd because I'm the biggest one talking. I can sway a crowd because I have the loudest voice. I can sway a crowd to think about, to follow my influence because I'm, like I said, I'm the loudest one in the bunch. So should they study? Yeah, but what are they gonna study? Well, what is there to study? And how accurate is it going to be? Because it's still going to be hearsay until you are in the band, marching seasons, swag hours, whatever the case you want to call it, until you had an actual first-hand experience.
Quan, should bandhead fans actually study before posting?
They should, but it ain't. I think, we know the reality of it. And this culture of instant gratification is going to honestly outweigh I hate to say it, a sound mind and a sound statement any day for what we have going on right now. The reality of it is, bro, people only will believe what's in their circle as being quote unquote reality. Think about it. We had Dr. Sanford on the show as a GOAT that has experiences that we could never imagine, being one of the first, head band directors of a PWI, Big Ten school, so forth and so on. However, why his name is not being mentioned with the greats is because people only like what's in their circle and what's familiar to them. I mean, think about it. Some of us have grew up in households where sometimes our parents may have told us some things and we've held that statement or truth like it's gospel. And then once we get outside the house, we be like, oh, that ain't true. That's how I look at this generation of band. Like they feel like that their school is the only best, that their director is the GOAT, so forth and so on. And their truth, that's the only thing that matters. So they're going to post and defend it until somebody can prove that was wrong. I mean, and unfortunately, that's why we have, specific Facebook groups that argue back and forth about what band is the best, because that stuff is subjective, but we really don't want to post the facts because we don't want to take the time to study. That's too much like right. So are they going to actually study? Hell to the no. But are they going to keep posting? Yeah, they are.
Hell to the no. No, 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 no.
Hell.
Oh shoot, Rick, he tipped. Oh, there you go. Oh, well, Rick, should Bandhead fans actually study before posting?
No, because everybody's opinions matter and everybody's opinion is important.
Give me a high five.
Lower expectations.
Not all about that.
Yeah, that's a throwback right there.
Right. I mean, bro, I'm being facetious, but I mean, it's the truth, right? Like, the internet gives everybody a voice, no matter how irrelevant your voice is or how much your opinion doesn't matter, it gives you a space to give your opinion. That's the reason why we can't even deal with logic. PV went online. No, I'm not going to use PV. We always use PV. FAMU went out and posted that Young and the Restless clip. Some good reception around the band community. Some. Most people, this boring. This boring mess. I don't want to hear this. This ain't nothing. Another band comes in completely out of tune. Not one attack is together. Not one release happens at the same time, person to person. And that's the best they ain't heard all week. That's the world we live in, y'all. It's anything that is considered to go against what the culture says is appropriate, then, we can't even deal with logic anymore. So I'm at a point now, y'all, whatever. Your opinion is right. Whatever you say your opinion is, cool. You're right. I know what my standard is. I know what I like to listen to. Me personally, every band plays loud. I like the subtle nuances of music now. I like bands that do sforzanzos together or bands that play mezzo piano consistently as an ensemble and it's in tune and it sounds good. That's what I like. So for me, kudos to everybody that feel like their opinion matters. You got it. And that's just where I'm going to be. Like I said, I'm not going to say nobody's band sucks anymore because these are young people out there doing what they were taught. Point blank, period. So all these Bandhead fans we're talking about, studying, no. We know that ain't going to happen. They don't care. They like what they like. I like what I like. Y'all like what y'all like. And, they have the right to feel whatever way they feel about whatever band, no matter how much we or I disagree with it. So that's where I am.
So you know what's crazy? That it comes across that music is the only thing, or this bandhead world is the only thing that opinions can just be thrown out, willy-nilly. But if there was like something like a doctor, like you wouldn't question a doctor in regards of medicine, but we question specific bands and bands directors that have been doing great for years about their approach and different methods. But we're the only culture that chastise one another, challenge each other's quote unquote expertise. Uh, when these people have never set foot in these people's chairs, they don't they haven't experienced teaching kids on any level. It just amazes me that we just operate like that, and then people will gravitate to the no name person that, like Maya said, don't have no SWAC hours, no MEAC hours whatsoever, and hold on to that for dear life. It's crazy.
Bless you, Maya, by the way.
But part of that, Quan, is because our art, which is what it is so accessible. Ain't nobody logging on to YouTube to look at surgery. Ain't nobody logging on YouTube to watch a person use AutoCAD to do engineering or to watch a trial just to get subtle nuances about what the lawyer is doing to be a good lawyer. Only our profession and our art is one of a few where you can literally watch it, and especially if you've done it before, you played an instrument before, but you can watch it and you can instantly say, because I did that before, I'm an expert. F the fact that you ain't went to nobody's school for 10 years or whatever it is to get these advanced degrees that majority of the people on this call have, you know what I'm saying, in music, but that you've honed your skills and craft over a year. If people actually respect the music for what it is, which is a profession, then I think that opinion would change. And that's the argument we were having before with that topic about mass bands. We can't even get people to agree that intonation and balance and blend are important. Why? Some people say because it's not fun. We got to make the kids have fun. Or some people will say because it was cold outside that day. All these things that every other band is dealing with. But we can't even, like I said, come back to just simple logic of what makes music good. Forget the SWAC, MEAC, all these other schools. What is a consistent base for everybody that makes good music? Is it in tune? Is it in time? Does it start and stop together? Does it have a good tone or timbre? Simple things that we will all be able to agree with. We can't even do that in the band community no more.
I got one thing to ask about this. Could we learn something from sports? I think about basketball first comes to my mind because perfect example is Stephen A. Smith didn't play a minute in the NBA, but has one of the loudest voices on ESPN discussing all different things about everybody's players, calling people trash, saying all types of stuff out of pocket sometimes too. Very much so similar to some of the people who are non band members or people who marched, however many years ago, dogging out current programs. Reason I say that is because they deal with a similar type of situation. Some people feel like when it comes to, if you are an old school basketball player, I want them to do the mid-range shot. I want them to, learn how to have back to the basket basketball. I want them to be old school in that way. But the game has evolved. People say 3 is more than 2, but then somebody say, well, 2 is more than nothing. So it's like more of a like the way we process and think about it. And when it comes to band, yeah, there is the way we should do things, and then there's the way that people feel like this is the evolution of our craft. But the problem is the evolution of our craft doesn't include some of the fundamental concepts of the original craft. And so when you start to change the original aspects of what made it good in itself, basic concepts, you know what I mean? Then when you evolve, like you people use a Steph Curry. Steph Curry shoots a bunch of threes, but Steph Curry also puts up 1,000 3-pointers, a day to try to get better and has the proper footwork and also proper technique to do it right. So the technique is there. And that's what Rick is talking about. The technique is there. So if you're going to if you want to do these other things and you want to play a certain way, if you have a core concept of sound and technique built into your playing, you won't let yourself go to a certain like place which you're playing because there are certain things fundamentally inside of how you think, like, so I guess I parallel it to basketball because I've seen this happen. Exactly what we're talking about. People who didn't play the game, critiquing people who play the game, talking about the old school game when they never played the game. You know what I'm saying? Talking about the current people and like, being this big voice in a room full of people who, who actually did it. And so that's why you get the arguments with people with like when you see a Shaq or a Charles Barkley or some of the other cats talking stuff against a Stephen A. Smith, because he like, bro, you don't know what it's like. You never did it. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of how that go. Perfect example. If you ever want to look up an argument, Skip Bayless and Jalen Rose, they had a big argument on First Take some years ago. And it got pretty crazy because Jalen Rose called him out. You know what I'm saying? Because he was talking about players and how people. I think it was talking about Russell Westbrook. May have been talking about him, like they talking about him now, calling him Russell Westbrook because he's not playing well, but being disrespectful. Now this man doesn't even want to bring his kids to the game because people wilding out and being disrespectful, and that's type of the stuff we were talking about. Maya was talking about it before on another show. We was talking about like the fandom going too far, or the things that people say, and that competitiveness going a little too far with some of the stuff people say and stuff people do. So that, yeah, you should, but they won't. So unfortunately, everything we're saying is all for just moot points because people are going to do what the hell they want to do.
Maya, God dang. Let me ask you a question. Um, on the dancers side of it, because there's like this now huge dancer community of fans that have their own pages and blah 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 blah, like all of that. Do you all on the dancer side feel some of those same things as far as, you know, quote unquote dancer fans not being knowledgeable about it, so they boost up, certain groups or certain girls or things like that? Does that happen on the dancer side as well?
It happens. It definitely happens, but I think that I don't know. I think there's a couple of things to it. I think one, especially with so many channels that are coming out and with these pages, I think that it's changed from, well, let me be clear. There's definitely a prominent of stance and really go hard Bandhead fans and this, that, and the third who don't necessarily know what they're talking about technically, but they like the aesthetic of it all. So they can understand the aesthetic, they can understand, uniform, or they can align themselves with. So there's definitely a growing culture in terms of that. But I think that maybe it's just the difference between, I guess when we think about dancers, it's a lot more feminine driven. So I don't know if maybe it's easier to appease or easier to kind of, um, oh, it's not that bad, or hey, let me teach you how to do this. It's a lot more nurturing, I guess, to where that community is like, hey, let me help you, or hey, let me teach a class, and now everyone feels able to come so they can learn a little bit more, and so they can get that technical background. Or if we're talking about gender identities or whatever the case may be, it's a lot more accepted on our side. So when it comes down to that nitty gritty, yeah, you will have your people who stand and will make these pages and these forums, but there are a lot of times when some of them do have technical backgrounds. It may just be technical in terms of the art form and not necessarily having had been in a marching band or some type of environment in that way. But there more times than not, I'd like to think that there are people who align themselves or have some way to have a more familiar grasp with what's going on. But again, there still are those outliers. And again, I'm not sure if it's the art form. I don't know if it's the nurturing aspect of it or if it's just a plethora of all those things or an accompaniment of all those things. But yeah, I guess yes and no, but more so yes.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious, but I get what you're saying. It's the dance culture or the dance community is a lot more inviting and willing to help and teach and, be a part of. And then, like you said, there are those who are just be classically trained, but not have danced on the 50-yard line. Very similar to what it would be like if somebody played in the Philharmonic, but was judging and or critiquing what the show band or the HBCU style band was doing.
Sure.
But even in that sense, there are a lot of people who that may have been classically trained or classical trained musicians who may look at what HBCU does as like less than and blah blah blah. So and I guess it might happen on the dancer side as well in that same manner. All
Yeah.
right. Oh, dang, I don't know why my voice is cracking. Oh no, I was singing in the car coming back from work. I was singing at the top of my lungs, man. I was listening to Michael Jackson. That's why. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that-
All right, man. Shut up. Let's keep it moving, man. If you just tuned in, welcome everybody to Talk That Talk. We have the unfiltered, unscripted, uncomfortable conversations about band, HBCU band culture, music education, and more. Go ahead and smash that like, daddy. Hey, man, let's get these likes up. Them likes help the algorithm. So go ahead and click that like button. Let's get these likes up. Also, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. You can also find us on all your podcast networks at Real Talk That Talk. While we are on this thing right here, please make sure. Hey man, I don't think if I didn't tell you guys. Matter of fact, I did not tell you guys on last week, man. Last week was my birthday, man. I had a birthday, man. I done turned 28. I'm so glad to be 28, man. It's been a long time, coming since I've reached that age. I'm closer to 30, and I feel really good about it, man. So because of that, I want to make sure that I give you guys something to celebrate my birthday with. So make sure you go and stop by the store and pick up your merchandise. You Talk That Talk merchandise. What I'm going to do for my birthday is I'm going to make sure that for my birthday in the month of March that everybody is going to be able to get 15% off every single purchase. So just make sure that you stop by the store and go grab your Talk That Talk merchandise, 15% off every single purchase. And I will make sure that I put in the code for your 15, not 50, good Lord, 15% off. That is on behalf of me and my birthday in the month of March. All right. Let's keep it rolling on to the next topic. Dang it, man, I am jacked up today. Are directors content with the check as long as they get to shine? Are directors content with the check as long as they get to shine? Since Rick had to peace out for a second, Quan, you got it first.
So just for clarity with the question, you're speaking about collegiate band directors or directors, period?
I was actually, when I wrote it, I was thinking about the collegiate, but you can go from both aspects if you choose to, if you so choose.
Okay, so I can't freely speak about the collegiate director because I haven't sat in that seat or nor received a check from a university. However, from the high school perspective, hell no, we don't receive enough money, and I'd rather have the money in my pocket than clout. Just say that's just my opinion. And my thing is, honestly, if you are that director that wants more clout or shine than money uh, to create generational wealth, then I kind of possibly will look at you sideways because unfortunately, there's always going to be somebody behind you that's going to reinvent the wheel, that's going to be the next trendsetter, so forth and so on. But at the end of the day, bro, it's about creating a life that's beneficial to your family and to your loved ones so that your legacy can be intact from the perspective of that, yes, he or she may have been a band director, but they was a father, they were a mother, they were a wife, so forth and so on. And then they happen to be a band director that implemented positive change, but all that cloud chasing shit ain't gonna get you nowhere. So
Okay. Maya, are directors content with the check as long as they get to shine?
Uh, my mind immediately went to high school and middle school, elementary. That there is no shine to get, really. So, maybe, as long as their family's taken care of, I don't know. But again, I have no dog in this fight because I'm not really sure. But I don't know. Our director is content with the check as long as they get the shine. Yeah, I guess. I mean, for some, I think that's very subjective. It depends on what type of person you are and whether you truly care about the craft and your students and the environment and making a fostering some type of environment that is going to be conducive to growing the art and growing musicians. But I think that that's a very small portion, or not large enough portion, let me say that, of people who actually care about the fundamentals and the facts, as opposed to just, yeah, I'm just happy to be here. I'm just here so I don't get fined. I'm just here till I go home. So I don't know if that really answers it, because again, this is coming from not something that I'm very knowledgeable about. But I mean, I don't know.
So,
I tried.
Julian, remind me to ask you a question once Rick and Chief go. I have to ask you this question, but I don't want to interrupt.
Will do. Oh, Chief, our director's content with the check as long as they get the
I think I agree about it being subjective. I think it's very pending the person, but also pending the level you're talking about, because I don't see that level of shine for the high school programs the way you see it for college band. Like college band directors, especially HBCUs, can become like low key kind of like celebrities, you know, a little bit. You know what I mean? They get their own type of celebrity, like the stuff that Brian Simmons was pulling with the not stuff, but I mean just kind of him going on field and patting his chest and doing like when the band directors do those kind of like antics and stuff like that, that gives them a certain level of shine and celebrity around what they're doing. Now, all the work that he put in on those arrangements and all the time they spend in rehearsal, are they getting adequately paid for that type of stuff? I don't think so, but I think the acknowledgement of his peers, the acknowledgement of the band, the acknowledgement of, you know, just the culture in general, showing those people, hey, we love you, and this is you know, people gonna promote you and, you know, talk about you and like big up you. Sometimes I think because it's an art form, we get that attitude, like, you know, that poor artist vibe, like, well, you know, I'm not in it for the money type of thing. But I think when you start talking about the high school levels, it can be tough, because you can be in places where there may not be any money in the programs. I mean, teaching high school in like parts of Virginia, you're making like $37,000 a year. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not enough to do anything. And that's not to down nobody who's making that much, but that's like tough for them. That's unfair to them who put in a lot of work and time to be, you know, just a teacher in general. And that there's no if that person does amazing at their program, what celebrity are they getting? Maybe they get a little attention at their state, you know, state music conference. That's about it. Some of the schools don't even acknowledge it, so it's hard to say. It's like hard to balance that in the places where band is like actually advocated for and supported and community driven. Then those spaces, I think the clout becomes a little bit more important to people, because the culture behind it is supporting that person and their you know, the allowing those kids to move through a program. So the idea of program becomes more kind of ingratiated to them and to everybody. You went to this program, you were part of this program, not like, oh, I was just in a band. So I think it depends on the area, the region, and the culture you come from. Band directors in New Orleans seem like they get shown a lot of love, because the culture of it tends to lead that way. Very, you know, whereas if you are a band director in Missouri, you know what I'm saying? Does it mean that band directors aren't working as hard? No, it doesn't. It's just a different culture, man. So I don't think they're content on the high school level, because it can be very tough financially. And on the college level, only one or two people really getting the bread. So I don't know. I ain't count nobody's pockets. You know, we see how that went with the Uncut group. So, you know, we ain't gonna count nobody's pockets. But I just tell you that, you know, not everybody getting the money.
Yeah, you kind of messed up a scenario I was about to give, because
Oh, my bad.
No, you good, because the scenario was about to be, I am a band director in Texas who makes 65,000, but let's say, I don't know, hell, I'm just gonna throw one out there, but let's say Alabama State comes open, but it's like for 43 as an assistant. There are people who will take that.
Not me.
But that doesn't negate the fact that there are people.
Yeah.
But my
You're
point,
right. You are right.
But my point
You are
is,
right.
are they going to be content with the check because of the shine of knowing that, well, I'm the assistant band director for Alabama State?
It's already happened. So your answer, you know that's answered in so many situations. We ain't gonna go there, but that's answered for people because people will take the lesser just so they can be able to say that they're a part of a staff of some college band program. But I think that depends on the person and their whole goal for their, like, if they have a family. You got kids, bro. I got kids. So I'm thinking about my family. We got wives. We got like a whole nother thing going on. So like, I'm not trying to, no, I'm not taking less. That's food out my kids' mouth. No, I'm good. They'll be all right. Find another guy. You get the next guy or girl, whoever.
But if you really want me, you'll pay for me though.
Right. Or they won't because they know they'll get another cat that'll do it for less.
Pick it, right?
Right.
Rick, while you're getting it out your teeth, are directors content with the check as long as they get to shine?
Hey, them Brussels sprouts hit, dog. I had Brussels sprouts for dinner. Them shits is good. But anyway,
that gas about to be off the chain.
All right, the taste is talking about something. This camera gonna go off about 1 or 2 more times. I'm just letting y'all know because I ain't finished yet. But to talk about the topic, man, having been in this, position, I can tell you right now, hell no, ain't no directors content with no check as long as they get the shine. Because to be honest, if you're not a head director, you ain't getting the shine. You don't even get recognition for the work that you do. You know what I'm saying? And some band directors go above and beyond to make sure that their staffs get the recognition. We talked about it at the beginning. DeLynn, he was sitting up in the stands recording. His assistant director was down there conducting the pep band, and they sound great. And he said, shout out to him and to the program. But at the end of the day, people ain't going to, like, even talking about the last question, people ain't going to do the research to see who these assistant and associate band directors are. And if you're not at people's favorite schools, they don't care. They don't care about you. The reason why people knew Brian Simmons was not just because of the antics and his arrangements, but it was also because of the school he was at. You know what I'm saying? And, at the end of the day, that brother's talented. He brings something to the table, right? So he was able to back up all the accolades he was getting from the community with talent. He knows what he's doing. So I think that no, hell no. I was not content when I was at HBCU, as an assistant and then associate director. I was not content at all. Hell no. Like Mario said, we got families. I like living a certain lifestyle. I'm not about to be out here asking where my next check daddy coming from, and you know what I'm saying, am I going to be able to feed myself or pay my light bill? Hell no. But that brings up another topic, right? Which is we still musicians. You got to find other ways of getting yourself out there to do what you need to do. I don't have a problem with a person going from 65 to 43 in that job if they're playing on the side. Maybe they pick up a church gig playing every Sunday. Maybe they're doing clinic work at different schools, you know what I'm saying? And not doing it for free. Because for God's sake, people, stop doing stuff for free. I know people got mad at me when I said on the show, I don't give a damn. This is our profession. I don't do nothing for free. Zero. All right. Pro bono, that's foreign to me. All right. This is my profession. I went to school many, many years to be able to do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Do I want to help? Yes. But my service is not free. If you get in trouble with the law, your brother or sister or whoever, cousin could be a lawyer. Most of them want money. Yeah, I love you, but I need that check, Dad. You know what I'm saying? Stop expecting stuff for free. So putting yourself in other situations that will lead to what you want. Because most people that go into assistant or associate head director position, most, not all, but most want to be a director of bands themselves. And is what will lead you to that next thing. There's nothing wrong with sacrifice as long as you're also putting yourself in other streams of revenue, to supplement what you want to do. And that's what I was doing. I was teaching at the university. I was teaching drum corps. I was still playing. And, I was doing clinics, writing music for people. I was doing everything to, be able to make up for what I wasn't making for the university. And then the last thing is these damn HBCUs are to be ashamed of themselves because they pay significantly less than their counterparts. And don't give me the whole well, we're an HBCU, so we can't pay that. That's bullshit because you paying them English professors and those science professors and those mathematics professors the big money. So what's the difference? I know people, I'm not gonna say no names, I know people with doctorate degrees teaching at universities making 65. Doctorate degrees, your loans will take up majority of your check. You know what I'm saying? But they're teaching at these HBCUs because they want to make sure that they're giving back to the community. But that's bull. I'm sorry. I want to give back to my community just like the next person. But I also don't want to be a starving artist to do so. So to answer the question, no, I don't think no band directors are adamant with the check, Daddy. I think some have gotten in trouble because they weren't adamant, with that check. But that's just briefly to talk about the other side, though. The shine part helps, maybe, depending on where you are. But how many bands are actually getting the shine? Very few. There are 100 and something HBCUs. I think we can count
107.
on. You're right, 107. And I think we probably consistently talk about 20. So, yeah, no, man. I think at the end of the day, band directors want what's in the best interest of their students, but most importantly of themselves too. You got to be able to make a living doing this job, and these HBCUs are to be ashamed of themselves paying people $40,000 and then expecting all that damn work. Being there, man, I would go to work at 9 in the morning. 8 in the morning because I had an 8 o'clock class. I taught music appreciation at PV. I would get there at early in the morning to teach that class, and I wouldn't leave PV until 11, 12 o'clock at night every single day when I first got there, my first year there. And I was making $40,000 my first year at PV.
And then if they got a celebrity player, former NFL player, to coach the football team, they would find a way to pay him.
The football coach made more money than the president.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they'll find people find money to do the stuff they want to do.
Yeah.
And I know as a high school band director, we say this all the time about whether it's like something we need for band or something you need to do for school, but then you got fancy cell phone, fancy sneakers, fancy this. You find the money for the things you want.
But it was more
the things you value.
But it was more cutthroat than that, Mario. Like, check this. I'm like, man, this is talk that talk. We get uncut, unfiltered. I don't care. I don't work there no more. The president at the time was George C. Wright. He was firing people all around campus because they wouldn't do what he told them to do, even if it was illegal. The chief of police got fired, a bunch of administrators and stuff around campus. Never mind the fact that my integrity is important. Oh, you didn't do what I said, fired. And then it was crazy because he was making $400,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? And you got people that are there longer than you are making 40. And the expectation was, well, either take it or you can go. Like, so it got to a point where people got to know what their rights are, Mario. A lot of HBCU professors, especially young professors, don't know what their rights are. At UConn, we have what's called an ombudsman. And the ombudsman is a mediator between you and the other, the staff or whoever you may have a complaint against. So you don't have to necessarily have like a face-to-face like confrontation, right? This person is a mediator on your behalf. Human resource departments are there for you. They aren't there just for hiring people and making sure your paperwork that's not just their job. Their job is there so that you can go and report an issue and not get retaliated against. And as I just said, it was a lot of retaliation going on. Do your job and like it. So at the end of the day, man, you got to know your rights. You got to know what you can and can't do as a staff member, but you have to have a school that supports you and wants your success. And part of your happiness and success is feeling like you're appreciated both through financial compensation and through accolades when you do something good. not just getting called into the president's office when you do something bad. When we got and I'm sure Julian will jump in on this one. We had an amazing year, man. The band did like a bunch of great things. It was awesome. And the school actually showed us some appreciation. It was awesome, man. It was a welcome surprise. I'll put it there. Like they actually like we were like we it was an amazing year. So I'll just say
You talking about that dinner?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. But at the end of the day, you gotta respect, especially when you have good people, right? You have to show them respect through financial compensation and accolades, appreciation. So I'll leave it there.
the dinner was good though. I do want to.
Roof Chris.
It was delicious.
Yeah, Brussels sprouts.
Nah, I had
No,
that
you
sweet potato casserole, daddy.
That casserole was right on time,
Yes, sir.
and then they hit us with the cheesecake at the end.
Yeah.
But then everybody I got to watch that. But we ain't gonna talk about that. Quan, what was your question?
Well, Rick kind of spoke on it. My question was going to be, well, do you believe that people honestly get jobs off of clout, even though they may not have the degrees or the experience?
Yes.
100%. 100%.
So
So whole Brussels sprout in this
so if that's the case, do you see the next trend of more band directors shooting for the clout because they may feel like that's eventually they're going to get the job of their dreams because they have the clout?
I personally believe that can be a high possibility only because I think that is unfortunately what this culture is breeding.
Yeah,
because I think
clout
that
equals followers.
right.
Clout is equal to followers. Yep.
I think
Right.
a lot of people look at the Brian Simmons situation, and a lot of young band directors are probably going to think that is going to be the same situation as them. But as Rick said, Brian Simmons has something to go along with all of the other things that he's brought to the table, which is talent.
Right.
No.
Actual talent.
Right. So I think that probably could happen. I think that we might run into the Steph Curry situation of band directing, where everybody think that they can shoot threes like Steph, but everybody can't shoot threes like Steph.
Yep.
I disagree. And I disagree from one standpoint, y'all.
Why? Y'all want to hear this?
Yeah, I disagree from one stand. I agree with the clout chasing part, but I disagree because I don't think everybody feels that way. Because I think the clout part comes from what program you're associated with. There's a lot of people that do crazy stuff, and for videos and for likes. But if you don't got that Southern behind your name, it don't matter. It doesn't. I'm sorry, man. Like that Southern means something in the HBCU band community. Like you already said, that brother Brian Simmons is talented. He's a young man, but there's something there. If Brian Simmons went to Winston-Salem, I don't know if he would have had that same, opportunity to show what he can actually do. Even just being a student and going straight from being a student into a college band director. Like I just don't know. So I think the fact that he's a super talented brother, he surrounded himself with a bunch of talented people, but most importantly, he has the band pedigree. He has the right name behind. It's like when a judge says they want to go to the Supreme Court or something like that. If you don't have Harvard or Yale behind your name, it's going to be tough. There's a certain pedigree that people expect, and I think that's the same thing when it comes to this whole thing we're talking about with clout. You got to have the right school behind your name. Maybe Jackson, maybe FAMU, but
I was going to say them three. That's about it. That's where it stops. Yeah.
And can I be really honest with you? And I know this we're on unfiltered. I feel like that's a bunch of bullshit. Like real talk, because it's like it sets a precedence to where it's like, and I get it. Those schools are like the pillars of the HBCU culture for marching band. But I don't know, bro. I kind of feel some type of way because prime example, like I know like Crystal, again, shout out, awesome show last Sunday. I feel like real talk, she has, in my opinion, has the pedigree, pedagogy, understanding to be a director of band at the collegiate level. That's just my opinion.
But Quan, you've heard me ask on the show many times.
Mhm.
It's a lot of female band directors that are dope as fuck, man.
Yeah.
I've asked that on the show. Why aren't
Right.
there more female directors?
Right.
And the answer is this, Quan. Your synopsis is absolutely valid. But the fact of the matter is, Quan, at the HBCU level, the marching band pays some of the bills, and the marching band is the most visible thing that people see. So you can have a kick-ass wind ensemble, but no one cares because at the end of the day, what they're gonna put up on the commercials and on the billboards and stuff is the marching band, especially
No, right.
if the band is legit.
Right. So, and Justin funny talking about president want bands to be like issue. No, I don't agree with that shit.
No, it's
Like
true.
I said,
No, whoa, it's true. And the only reason why I know it's true is because before Gordon, I knew the band director, the prior assistant band director at Langston.
yeah.
And just to let you know, like he told me straight up, the year that they were removed from the position,
Mhm.
they were playing Southern the next year.
Right.
Langston's band prior to Gordon didn't even have that type of style.
Right.
And the president wanted a Southern-esque type of style to go against Southern.
But I mean, the president. First of all, the president is from Southern, and then if you go look at the old clips of Lang, huh?
That still kind of goes against the same thing. Though. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, yeah, from that perspective, yeah. But then also the previous, if you go look at the old school clips of Langston, shit, their band director was from Southern. You know what I'm saying? And I know at one point, I think his name Dr. Jackson. He's at I think Southern University of Shreveport now. Like he was from Southern, so it's like I get what people say about that, but I just feel like it's like damn, like, and like I say, I respect Southern for what it is. I respect FAMU for what it is. I respect Jackson, but damn, it got to get to the point where like you got to stand on your own, and I feel like a lot of like great musicians and band directors are being passed by behind a goddamn name when it's like I see people build great bands from the high school level, so forth and so on. Like I know for a fact, even like Prof Thornton was offered positions, but he had a sense of loyalty to Willow Ridge and didn't want to transition. Like because he was just a dope ass band director. Like when are we going to get to the point in the HBCU realm where your resume stands on its own? I don't give a damn if you graduated from Podunk University, but if you're able to create a quality marching band, a quality wind ensemble, and you're pushing kids out to graduate, and then they're graduating if it's music education certified, why the hell you don't want that person? Like I think this is the shit that frustrates me the most, like real talk, because we go through, and I'm not shitting on nobody who have a collegiate position, but it does piss me off though, real talk. I see some of these people getting these positions and they can't even be on faculty because they don't even have fucking masters in music. So I'm supposed to respect that, but I got to listen to the opinions of others? Man, miss me with that shit. I just feel some type of way. That's why I can't argue with Maya about dance. That's not my expertise. So I'm gonna go call Maya real talk when it's time for the dance stuff. Like I don't know, man. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong, y'all. I'm the second youngest on here. I'm a hothead, but tell me if I'm wrong.
I can agree with you. I understand exactly where you come from. I think it can play. It can play on both sides. Actually, I just saw what she just said. It can play on both sides. What Crystal was talking about, like going to small schools and being a big fish in a little pond in certain places. Like if you're real good, you can stand out because your school's a little smaller and you are so effing dope. You come up, you just like sit above the fray. You know what I mean? Some programs are like that, and it just, I guess it just really depends on where you are. You know what I mean? It just really depends on where you are. We live in a world now where if you're dope, there is platforms to show your dopeness. Whereas it may not have been 25 years ago, pre everybody having a computer in their pocket. You know what I'm saying? It's a different world now. So I think there is opportunity for you to be. I think it just happens faster when you are associated to certain schools and universities. But I think there's still opportunity for you to get that acknowledgement and recognition and possibly the job. I just think when it comes down to it, like you're talking about, Quan, if we're in the I was about to say the fail clutch of circumstance, if we're in a situation where there are some decisions to be made with two people, I got one who has all these credentials and I have another one with some credentials, but they come from big school. You know, a lot of times, depending on the person that's hiring, they go with the splash. They go with the splash and the pizzazz of it because their job security may be attached to their hire. And so they're thinking about, say, we hired this person from X, Y, and Z, and this will look good for our program. But they know in their heart that the person they probably should hire is another person that may have it all together and really give them an actual blueprint as to how to build that program properly. So it just depends on the school and the situation. So it's very subjective, I guess.
But it also has to deal with hiring practices, right? I mean, let's be honest. Quantum brought up a very interesting point. A person doesn't even have a master's degree to be able to teach in the classroom. If we're doing this the right way, they shouldn't even be teaching college. Better yet,
Correct.
being somebody's head director.
Correct.
You ain't going to the University of Memphis or Minnesota or whatever university or whatever, any state, the University of Hawaii, wherever, without a master's degree, talking about you to somebody's band director. Most of them want doctorate degrees. You know, so first and foremost, Quan, we got a lot of people getting jobs that shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? So I that's the first part of it. Like, if your hiring committee is willing to put aside every facet of collegiate education to hire somebody because they went to a certain school, then that's a whole nother conversation. All right, we can talk about that on maybe that needs to be a question in itself. But I think the biggest issue on top of that is bandheads have taken over music education, y'all, at the collegiate level. It was a slow process, but now it is expected that I ain't even gonna say all music, because all conferences are the same, right? Some schools have, like FAMU, that staff, top notch.
Facts.
Man, Tennessee State, top notch. But there are some people that's running band programs. They got students doing most of the work. You know what I'm saying? I'll just leave it there. Or got, unqualified people in high positions, that are running these programs into the ground. So this is a larger conversation, y'all. I don't think this topic is enough to really address a lot of the issues that come out of this. But just know we still got work to do with our programs to moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Rick, you shut it down. You could have kept it going, but it's all good. All right. Well, yeah, but I'm glad you did because we got to move on because I'll be having to get y'all out of here because I know y'all. What the hell just happened to Quan?
We already know it's that shit ass internet. Don't try to act like y'all don't know.
Yeah, he's in school. He ain't got the phone and internet at school. Anyway, well, we got to keep moving, man. If you're just tuning in, welcome everybody to Talk That Talk. We have the unfiltered, unscripted, uncomfortable conversations about band, HBCU band culture, music education, and more. Go ahead and smash that like daddy. Man, come on, let's get these likes up. Go ahead and smash that like daddy. Let's get these algorithms going. Was that a bear with a heart on it? Oh, that was a pillow. Okay. My bad. All right. Also, please make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. You can also find us at all your podcasts and networks at Real Talk That Talk. This is going to be the last topic, and then I'm going to make sure that I put the link inside of the chat so that you guys can call in with us. All right. So here's the last topic. Are band directors happier having a well-known marching band rather than music studio? Are band directors happier having a well-known marching band rather than music studio? Rick.
I think the question is kind of weird for me because most band directors don't have a music studio. most directors of bands will have like they'll maybe teach one other class or so, but
Well,
most of the time,
my the question was more or less asking about the music department
oh,
within
okay.
itself, not directly music studio.
Well, I mean, like I think it ties back into the last question. Most of these people don't know what the hell they. Well, excuse me. Some of these people don't know what the hell they doing to build a music department. As a director of bands, you have to have a great relationship with your applied lessons teachers. Why? Because the applied studio is where your students learn how to play, not sitting in wind ensemble. You get timbre and tone and all those developmental things in your applied lesson studio. So you get the applied lesson studio state. All right, now we go to these chamber ensembles. Let's teach the kids how to play and listen to one another. So let's get them in brass quintets, woodwind quintets, clarinet ensembles, what up, flute ensembles. Then from there, we start thinking about large ensembles. All right. And large ensembles should be audition based. You shouldn't just, or you can appoint the best players to the top ensemble, and then, it's going to create some hard feelings, but hey, you don't like it? Practice. They go to that practice room right over there. Go ahead and hit it. You know what I'm saying? We have to start teaching our kids that disappointment is a part of what we do. You ain't going to just get what you want just because you want it. Mario brought it up when he first got on the call. When he got to Norfolk State, he was the best clarinet player we had. When I got to Norfolk State, I played. I sat first chair in every single ensemble. You know what I'm saying? So there, I didn't really have that driving force till Mario and them got there in '01. Because Steve could play, Anton could play. All these people came in that could play. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, I got some companionship now. But at the end of the day, like, to be a college band director is a huge job. Majority of your job is not going to be standing in front of an ensemble. Majority of your job is doing paperwork and handling the behind the scenes thing to get your band moving. That's why you have a competent, legitimate staff behind you. But it's hard to do so when you're paying them $40,000 and $35,000. I interviewed for a school in North Carolina right when I graduated with my master's. I'm not going to name the school. But I interviewed with a school in North Carolina right after I graduated with my master's and went through the whole process, and they offered me $28,000 to teach college. Mario, I lost it. And when I turned the job down, Mr. Adams called me and cussed me out. I was like, Mr. Adams, I'm not taking that little bit of money just to do this.
Nope.
Just not. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nope.
at the end of the day, you have to have more respect for yourself. If you have talent, you don't have to settle. Yeah, it may take you a while to get where you want to be, but talent speaks for itself. So I think that at the end of the day, knowing how to build a well-rounded music program in conjunction with the people that are in partnership with you is important. And I think that stuff's not taught at the collegiate level or is not focused on because of how heavily influenced these programs are now, majority from marching band. Like, I'm sorry, the best HBCU wind ensemble I've ever heard was FAMU. But most people wouldn't know it. Why? Because they don't those videos aren't being posted. Fam has a lot of videos on YouTube with their wind ensemble. You can go check them out if you want to hear some good wind ensemble. But that's not the stuff people are sharing 1,000 times, 1,500 times. I hope Justin, I hope he jumps on today. I hope Justin go hit some of these concert band concerts. Let's get some of that on Showtime and Smash Brothers and all these, these video Smash Time, sorry, all these different platforms.
He said Showtime and Smash Brothers.
Smash Brothers.
Super Smash.
That is a Nintendo game.
Right. But all these
He
platforms.
didn't mix the Rogers Brothers and Smash Time.
Right. Let's get some wind ensemble on these platforms, man. And I hope that those brothers hear this, man. Let's get some of that on there. Go to some of these. So yeah, I think that's the way. So I'll shut up because I probably just said what y'all wanted to say.
We don't know what Quan gonna say because he can't even get his stuff together. I don't know what's going on. He didn't phone and knocked out. Cameron, oh Lord. All right, let's keep it up. Let's keep it going though. Mario, our band director is happier having a well-known marching band rather than a music studio.
I mean, I don't know if it's my opinion. Like, do I think they should be, or do I think they are? Like, I think, yeah, they should be happier with having a a well balanced studio and having great musicians in their program that's going to produce great educators and performers out of their school. But we're also talking about the difference between secondary education and higher education. So if I'm thinking, I think it's the same answer. But when you are in higher education at an HBCU, oftentimes the marching band is running. It's the engine that fuels the school and the attention that's garnered through that organization. So having a great marching band is what sometimes keeps people's jobs, keeps people's career going, and having a great private studio of stuff going, that's not what's acknowledged and recognized. So yeah, I mean, as a music person, yeah, to me it's important, but it doesn't mean that that's what's going to be important to the dean of something, or some type of person that's in charge of whatever the program is, the president of the university. That person wants there to be people in the seats, the energy of the crowd rocking. They want all those things happening. And I'm saying that I believe both can happen. I think if your program is good, it should be based on really having strong musicians. So if we have great musicians, then that makes our ensemble much better, and it sound better and get more notoriety. And then we get the right type of kid in here. So you can do more with less. You don't need many to be, man. This is the Detroit saying we say all the time. You don't need many to do plenty. So I just believe it's important to understand, like, you can have a less, you don't have to have 250 people. I can have 200 people, but if they doing the right thing and playing the right way, you handling business. But you're not going to get those type of kids in if you're only focused on this one aspect and they never see the other side of playing. That's what Rick's talking about. They got to see the other side. They have to embrace and understand that there's something great there that I can build from. We were talking about, I think, is it April 21st, Julian? Is it the 21st, 22nd, that jazz band HBCU jazz band competition? I don't want to spoil it. I know we're going to talk about that probably later or whatever, but there's an events coming up that don't really get, promoted or publicized. And I think those are the type of things that we should be pushing in addition to the marching band stuff. I'm not saying instead of, but just in addition. Promote all these things that are great musically that are coming out of our schools. And then when you do that, you won't have to worry about answering a question like this and trying to figure out which more is more important, because both will be important. So that's, how I see that.
I just want to say this. My apologies for all the school internet was updating. But anyway, my whole point is this: at the end of the day, every single one of us on this phone are in an organization of some sort, and whatever or however you had to gain membership to your organizations through its processes is your business. But I'll be damned, real talk, if you worked hard, crossed the burning sand, so to speak, to earn your due diligence to gain membership to the organization, you wouldn't like that same if somebody was just given to somebody else. Why as band directors we have to feel the same way about these specific and prestigious positions? You should feel some type of way. That's all I'm saying. I don't give a shit if you have 1 million followers on YouTube, Facebook, or whatever. Sometimes taking the shortcuts is the reason why we're having these conversations, and the reason why these departments can't go to the next level, because we're so marching band heavy. It's about popularity over a person that can honestly elevate these music departments and music programs to the next level. That's just my opinion. Like I feel like it's like, okay, he popular, all right, let's give it to him because we want to quote unquote put butts in the seat. But is that most beneficial for that department? At the end of the day, I earned my master's, so I don't give a shit what nobody said. I paid it out of my pocket. I earned mine, and just like Rick is earning his doctoral degree right now, when he becomes Dr. Brown, you put a handle on it because that's what I earned, not given. That's all I'm saying.
Rick gonna
Put
be
some respect on my name. Gotta put some respect on it.
Great Scott. That's gonna be time I see him when he get his degree. That's all I'm gonna say. Marty, Great Scott. That's all I'm gonna say. All right. Maya, our band director's happier having a well-known marching band rather than a music studio.
I guess I'm gonna just take the ignorant approach.
Thank you. Finally.
Cause it's like, I mean, shit, chill.
Smiths.
Gotcha.
Wait, can y'all hear me now?
There she go. Smiths.
Oh
Complete
my
Smiths.
god, that was
Right.
so embarrassing.
You got hit with that Smiths, daddy.
Yeah, it got you.
Okay.
Revenge of the Wi-Fi.
Unfortunately, I can't dump that. It ain't like we in radio. I can't dump that. So that's just gonna have to stay. I ain't gonna clip it though. When I cut the video, I'm not gonna put that in there. I'm gonna start with whatever you about to go with right now. Go ahead.
No, let it. Well, shit, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Well, you
Okay, from
start
the
with
top.
the chair.
I said something about I'm gonna take the ignorant approach. Okay, so I feel like with a bigger band, possibly more likely brings a bigger budget, brings more media attention, brings more presence, more this, that, and the third. And you telling me we're gonna get the house regardless. You telling me that I don't have to do as much work. You telling me that I ain't really got to put the dollars and the ducats in, and I'm still gonna get the dollars and the ducats on the back end. Shit, me, hell yeah, sign me up. Shit, I'm gonna get the bag and the respect. Of course, the majority of people are going to think like that. Now, do I personally think like that? Not so much. But that's why I'm not convinced that the majority of band directors out here do not have that same mindset. I mean, if we want to take it down a notch, think about the lack of creativity, the lack of musicianship, the lack of all the things that we speak on a week-to-week basis and how they don't seem as prominent in the HBCU world or the band world or whatever the case may be. I think there's because at some point in time, I can just ride the wave. As the band director, I can just ride to what keeps on going, and I still got my dollars in my pocket. So more money, less input. Hell yeah, I'm rolling with it. And I'm also not convinced that the man at the top that gets that on the outside gets the clout is more times than not potentially not the person that's putting in the work anyhow, not the person that's building these bands. Well, I think that that's a subjective statement, and that's kind of that's a little bit on the fence line that'll get us going viral for the wrong reasons. But 9 times out of 10, well, not 9 times out of 10 because I don't know, but I am not convinced that at all times the man at the top is always the person that is doing the most work and the person that cares the most. So, needless to say, in terms of this question, would I rather have, or would band directors rather have a marching band than being able to have the fundamentals in the music studio and this and the third? Yes, because I ain't got to do shit. I ain't got to do as much, and everything's still gravy. But maybe I'm wrong.
I just like the ignorance that you bring to the table.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I can only be myself.
Yeah, I expect you to be Dallas. So it's all
I'm
right.
from the hood, and Indians.
Absolutely. I know. I done been up and through that way too many times. So it's all. I love it. I love it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Keep it 100.
Yeah. All right. I'm sorry. Did anybody have a rebut? No. Nobody.
Well, I didn't go because due to my phone stuff. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, you responded. I thought that was your your thoughts. I guess that was a response to Rick. My
The
bad.
last one. Yeah, no, bro. I mean, I agree with no, you good, big dog. I agree with Maya. From what we see now and from all what we spoke about, unfortunately at the HBCU level, the marching band reigns rule supreme at the, in regards to the music department. It's unfortunate. And I think that's why we have these conversations and we complain and lament about, where are the small ensembles? Where are the different ensembles outside of marching band? Because the truth is, those are the experiences that make you a better music educator when it's time for you to become one. Like, the problem is why a lot of young band directors focus on marching band because that's all they did for the most part. Like majority of your time, think about it. In the fall, you was burning at midnight oil. In the spring, you possibly was in pep band, or you was prepping real talk band camp for the next year. A lot of the times, wind ensemble, like we've stated on the phone. I mean, on the phone, but on this platform, like you repeated and recycled the same literature that the band director knew just to say I put something out. Like I could say this, and when I was at Prairie View, I was upset about my conducting class because I thought, hey, conducting, I'm gonna be able to conduct a piece, for the wind ensemble. Wrong, because he recycled the same music at that specific time. Like that's all I'm saying, bro. It's like we're cheating, paying customers, so to speak, paying students out of the true experience what they supposed to have had. And when they get out here, all they know is marching band and blow that hoe and certain aspects. And it takes them about 10 years if they really serious about the craft to catch up on what they miss. And then we're compared with our counterparts that's white, that had a totally different experience, that understands the balance and the best of both worlds. But we don't want to have them conversations. And then we get mad when we're not as marketable as our counterparts, because our counterparts, they know they march core. Most of their fine arts directors came from their school, but you're not as marketable because they already looked down on your HBCU. All you really did was marching band. When you sit in the interview, you can't speak about literature because they ask you questions like that on your interview. And when you can't sell yourself like that, well, shit, I wouldn't hire you either. But then we go back to the last question. We're hiring people off of clout. So what you want? So at this point, yes, the marching band reigns supreme. Not wind ensemble, not quartets, not really none of those. We don't hear that and we don't push that. So it's unfortunate, but what do I know, bro?
Just to say this real quick. I don't know if Chief is about to say something, but I will tell you this: going to tech for my master's degree was eye opening for me because it made me realize the information that I didn't receive. But the other half of that is where I work now, talking to so many people who went to SFA and UNT and TCU and listening to their undergraduate experiences is just mind blowing. Realizing the things that they did versus the things that we just did not do, and just little things. I mean, so even like just going back to like the first conversation we had with like partying and stuff, like the percussion studio hung out with each other, not the drum line. The percussion studio hung out with each other. The bassoon studio hung out with each other, and they had different teachers or professors per each instrument. There was a professor for the bassoon studio. There was a professor for the clarinet studio. Whereas the experience that myself and Rick and Chief had, there was one professor for all the woodwinds. When I got to Norfolk, it was kind of two professors, but then Dr. Carlson tipped on out. So then it was one professor for all the high brass. You know what I'm saying? So just different experiences, man. So
But that's a financial thing, though, right? That's
I
not
don't disagree with that.
necessarily a want or need thing. That is a budgetary thing. Like, I mean, let's be honest. A lot of these HBCUs can't afford to have, these massive staffs to do what these larger schools are able to do. I think it's incredible that the fact that they are able to do anything. Like you talked about Norfolk, Hurts teaching all them woodwinds. Like, I mean, and whatever that is, it's challenging. That burnout, I'm sure, is a thing.
Yeah, it was. That was tough
Yeah,
for her.
yeah.
I
So,
It
don't
still
disagree with
is. It's
that.
unfair. It's unformed. It's unfortunate, man.
but the problem
Exactly.
is they pump so much money into these marching bands, that it's taken away from the wind ensemble and stuff like that. But that's a band director decision thing, right? Because if I was a director of band somewhere, I would earmark money for the wind ensemble and things like that to do a tour or to do, to buy the instruments I need to be successful. You got band programs, man, that have over $1 million budget, including scholarships. My band program, we don't have scholarships for marching band at all. And we have a 300-piece marching band. We have one scholarship, and that goes to the baton twirler. That's it. Everybody else is there is because they want to be there. So our resources are going to things that are going to make the band better, not paying people to do what they're supposed to do. Because in a lot of cases, we all know that's the case. You are paying people to show up to marching band. And you got a lot of people at the HBCU level saying, shoot, I ain't getting that scholarship, Daddy. It's tight. I am not showing up. It is tight. So that even brings up a whole nother, group of questions and stuff like that. Is this a paid activity? It is in some cases.
I mean, I'm just going to interject real quick, and then you can keep going. I mean, I just had a conversation with one of my colleagues who literally said and she went to UNT. I didn't get my scholarship until like my junior year because I had to earn it. She said my bassoon professor came up to me my third year and said, "All right, now I believe that you have at least earned your scholarship."
Yeah. Yeah, I remember going to do auditions. I told this story on the show before. I think it's time to tell it again. Going to an audition and auditioning a bass drum player in a practice room the size of a closet. And this kid beating that damn bass drum like it owed him money. He was hitting the hell out this bass drum and then sent me an email saying, hey, I never got my scholarship offer. Ain't rolled no xylophone in there. Ain't rolled no snare drum, no cymbals, no tambourine to show he can play tambourine style. Tambourine is one of the hardest instruments to play in the percussion family if you do it correctly. None of that stuff. That man came in, hit that bass drum, Daddy. Showed me he was Big Pookie with that bass drum, hitting that thing as loud as he could in the exactly with the butt dance on it, hitting it, and then and expected a full ride scholarship for that. But I don't blame him. I blame the band director because you ain't prepared that kid to do auditions. Like, what do these people do? They just show the hell up, let the kid do whatever they want, and go home. And like it astounds me that directors aren't helping these kids with that, or that it's baffling, man. But like I said, I don't blame the student. I blame the person that is preparing those kids for that type of stuff. So I'll leave it there for me.
All right. Man, great comments, everything, man. So let's go ahead and welcome another piece of the family in here. He's in here weak. I guess he's still laughing at you, Rick. So let's go ahead and welcome Justin in.
That man was Mario. That man, bro. Imagine like a 6x6 room. I'm stuffed in the corner of the room because he had to get the bass drum in the room.
Playing that whole to death.
Dog. He couldn't even put the left hand in it as much because there wasn't enough room in there. But that goddamn right stick almost hit me in the face a couple of times. Laying in that. Boom! Boom, 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 boom. I was like Ashton Kutcher, come out, stop punking me, come out. Like,
my man busting heads and every fucking day.
I will never forget that as long. And Justin, I hate to say it, this was in Louisiana too.
I bet it was.
Bruh, this was in Louisiana. I ain't gonna say where, but it was in Louisiana. Bruh. And Justin was expecting the full ride, bruh. Was expecting.
He and everything. No, man,
he ain't played not one rudiment.
Not one scale, no nothing. That man
slowest single stroke of all time.
That man came in there and played Cold-Hearted Snake and walked.
Rick, what did you tell him? What you told him after that? What was the exact words?
Bro, I don't even remember what my exact words were, but like, it was to the effect of, okay, are you gonna play some scales or something? Where's the xylophone? Something. Because our scholarships are for percussionists, not for just somebody gonna sit there and beat the hell out of a bass drum.
Man, you gotta tell me offline where that was at, boy. If you tell me the I probably can tell you who the player was too. That's crazy. Ooh. All right, man. I wanted to get on here earlier, man, because y'all talking about that. I forgot the topic what it was, but about the band directors, I guess, getting in schools. And when I made a comment, Quan, you said some real stuff, bro. It was so funny, but you was heartfelt. You know what I'm saying? You like, it's some bullshit. But I know college presidents. You know what I'm saying? They seen me eating chicken at a cookout and came to me. You the smash time guy. We're looking for a band director who can give us the southern side. Like, this the president, nigga. Like, you don't get no bigger than this. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, okay, but I may know some people, you know what I'm saying? So when we were saying that just, I feel like y'all are a small dot on a freckle face, bro. Like, in this band world. And like I said, I get to see it from both sides, man. Drumline taught us so many lessons, bro. And sometimes we just forget about them. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the president wanted at A&T. You know what I'm saying? Fuck with Mr. Lee on it. You know what I'm saying? He wanted that smoke. You know what I'm saying? Morris Brown had the popular band that just was in. And everybody have to answer to somebody. So, like, that was funny what y'all was talking about these not qualified band directors getting these positions, because that's even funny too. But it's crazy. It's crazy to say somebody that's qualified versus somebody who's not qualified. But the person who's not qualified has more clout with the Southern, since we throw that in the mix, or went to a popular school and mix, is going to get the job. But sometimes we still forget. We see how wrong it is, but we do forget. Popularity brings students. Students bring their own.
I don't want to cut you off, bro, but we didn't say that the people from Southern aren't qualified. What we said was
No,
That's actually opposite what we said.
right.
We were
What
talking
we're
about how they
saying is
work.
that having the S on your chest means that you are that is a sign off in itself.
Right.
The S means that your foot is getting in the door. Right? Like, and then we went on to say people like Brian Simmons, those brothers are talented. So it was only I'll even put it like this. It was only a matter of time until he got his own band. It may not have been TSU. It could have been any band. I'm sorry. In the HBCU band world, 80% to 90% of bands would have seen that brother's name on the list and he would have got an interview.
And not to mention some of the people we were talking, the people that people are kind of subtweeting basically with these. Oh, they don't have the degree. They're not Southern people.
Of course, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, not Southern people. That's Southern people. They from other places, and they get them, some DeVry and University of Phoenix degrees and shit, and then they going in there. And that's not to shade those programs, but it doesn't. The pedagogy skills are not there, but the band clout is there. So it's like,
or
yo, just go. People like, no, they like, yo, just go get the paperwork. We gonna hire you. Just go get the paper. And I can feel that's the conversation.
And I feel like that's bullshit, because it's like no lie, bro. I'm a symphonian, like real talk, like for real. Like, if I had a watch, I could tell you the time. Like, just go that deep. But what I'm saying is, when I be damn, bro, if I'm gonna give you something that I earned. Like, that's the thing. Like, and I don't think, and shame on whoever the fuck that president is, shame on him, because that's the overall perception of value of a music educator. Now, I'm gonna just go, like, I'm not saying you, but I'm just saying I'm gonna get somebody up the goddamn street, but I want it like this. Like, how dare you? Like, we're aficionados in our field. Like, respect our gangster, fam. Like, you wouldn't do that shit to the goddamn geometry teacher, but you'll do that shit to the music teacher. Like, like real talk, that's the shit that I'll call your hands out because you're being disrespectful, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like in regards to Brian, or those brothers who are college directors that graduated from SU, hey, peace be unto them, because they're doing awesome jobs. But all I'm saying is, I'd be damn if I can't respect the person if you don't have a master's and you can't even be on faculty, but you just a band director.
But how about this too? But how about this too, Quan and Justin? I want to hear your thoughts on this too. Because Justin brought this up, and I agree with Justin. I think I was the only person at the time that agreed with him when he said this too. They got the cachet, bro. They got years and years of great band directors that have gone out and done the job at extremely high level. You look at the college band directors right now, I would go out on a limb to say about 40% of college band directors in the HBCU went to Southern.
I agree.
Howard, PV, Southern, all across the country. There's either a staff member or a head director went to the S. It's a lot of schools, Quan, where their degrees don't mean shit because when people from that school go and get jobs, they band suck.
Oh, talk about that.
But that's a big piece, though. That's a big piece.
That's the thing, bro.
That's
like,
a big piece.
Dog. Like, listen, like we being real today. This shit got
like, what you learn from. Right. What you learn from.
Like, we get mad.
Show us what you learn.
We get mad when a school system says, "Nah, we don't want to get no kids from that school." I can see if it's just the racial aspect, right? Oh, that's where all the black people come from, or that's the HBCU style band. Most of the time, it ain't that. Most of the time, it's, well, shit, we gave such and 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 such a chance, and they either in here fucking the kids or let me doing things they ain't supposed to do, or they bands are terrible. So at some point you got to say, "Woe is me! I'm not going down that rabbit hole no more." And I think that's where people from PV get a bad rap. We got a lot of talent that came out of PV that had to fight just to be able to prove themselves, just to be able to get where they are right now.
But the messed up part about that, I've said in interviews, bro, where fine arts people be like, say, I heard y'all got good bands, but shit, half of y'all ain't certified. My guy, look at mine though. You see what I'm saying? It's like, and I have the same credentials as you. As the fine arts director, look, check out I got ones too. I have solo and ensembles too. But just the bottom line, I just feel like HBCUs, regardless of the university, we cannot continue to create the narrative that, because you wouldn't do that, honestly, for a person that's trying to be a nurse. You wouldn't do that. My thing is, we only do that shit, it seemed like, in the music department. It comes across that way. Let me say that. It just comes across that way. And I feel like at the end of the day, we have to, at the end of the day, regardless if that band director might have had a shitty band, I just got other questions like, did they truly support you? Did they create the same type of playing field that if you was going to give that to, we're using Southern, but a Southern band director? And if you fail, well, that's on you. But if you show favoritism to that other band director pending that school, well, that's a whole different situation.
I could play devil's advocate to it a little bit.
Yeah,
I've thought about something.
Go ahead, Chief.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna play devil's advocate. So because it's an art and not a science, it's slightly different. For example, if you are legendary, they do this up here in this area. People who are legendary jazz musicians who then get on faculties to teach the kids at the university, because they have shown a high level of skill in their profession. They're out there performing at a very high level and they're very respected, but they don't have degrees though. And so they get to be on staffs or get to do certain things that other people can't do because they have a skill level. Now, that's the only piece that I would say. If you have some type of platform where you're able to show a significant amount of skill in whatever you're doing, then I can understand that. But that's not what you're talking about. You're talking about people who haven't shown much of any damn thing. They just been hired and hired by the same chitlin circuit. And because they keep passing each other around and shit, it's easy to get a job because you can just go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. I got fired from this little small ass school. Let me go to the next little small ass school and then do the same shit over and over and over. And that's why you don't see new people going into those programs, because they not going to leave them. Because most of those people don't have degrees that can support them going anywhere else. If you can teach at a HBCU, you should still be able to teach at a PWI.
That also not gonna lead them smaller program too, because I hate to say it, we talk about why these small schools don't be growing. These small schools be having all that banner that's been 1,000 years and just getting by. The small schools don't even take it serious. This small school may be the most prestigious HBCU, but they don't give two shits about the arts. It makes me say, y'all think the sciences are more important than the arts here. That's what you blatantly are saying. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but I'm eager to hear what Miss Crystal, how you doing? You be speaking that stuff. I want to hear what you got to say.
Hey, family. What's
What
going
up,
on,
Crystal?
Crystal?
Hey, that big sis.
What you got?
This I should be in the bed. First of all, I should be in the bed. Y'all know I gotta teach in the morning. I should be in the bed. One, nobody thinks about the long game when it comes to these positions. Like we have people who don't have degrees that they get these, like, Chief said, you get these small schools and then they're expendable. They don't have no protections. They don't have no tenure. They don't have none of those things that will, in the long term, benefit them. They just got clout for a minute. And then when they screw up, they got nothing. I at least know with my 3 degrees and some tenure that the union gonna protect me. Not saying that that's where it should be, but it's a little harder to get rid of me. But you got these people that don't have no degrees and they not thinking about the long game. They're expendable. They're kind of like special teams. You can find anybody play on a special team. Yeah, I'm gonna talk a little sports, but it makes sense, right? You're not gonna be able to find a quarterback. Think about people like Brett Favre. They stayed so long because they were damn near irreplaceable at the end of the day. And then what's sad is schools, we kind of setting up our educators for failure because they go out in the real world and that standard ain't changing. They still asking for you to be certified. They still asking for that degree. And at best, they'll give you a conditional. At best, they'll start you a baseline salary, making, chicken dinner salaries. And then, you get a little hyped up, you get a little band program, you put all that time and effort, and at the end of the day, one mistake, you out of there, and they go find somebody else. And I just don't understand why we promote this, because these are brothers and sisters going out into the real world being set up for failure. I don't care how popular your band is. If it comes down to somebody with another degree, whether you think they're qualified for it or not, they're gonna one up you. I could take a lot of people's job. And that's not because I'm probably better. It's just the fact that I'm safer. They know that I have something invested. They know that $100,000 worth of school loan debt, I'm least likely to be touching somebody's kid. I got too much at risk. But when you talk about people who they ain't finished their degree, they got nothing to lose. Like you said, Chief, they can just go find another job. They go hire. There's a reason why I'm not a college band director, because I'm not going to take anything. I'm not going to take anybody's position. I'm definitely not taking a rehab program for anything less than, something that can pay my school loans. It's just real. It may sound arrogant, but when you put that much time and energy into your education, it's not so much that you know more. It's about time invested in discipline. You just not going to give that up for any damn thing. I sure as hell wouldn't. And you crazy to even encourage somebody to want to do it, because you get old. Eventually, you got to retire. You ain't retiring off of $30,000 a year. You're going to be at the Walmart collecting those ticket daddies. Mm-hmm. See, I'm using y'all words, right? greeting everybody at the door. What you got? Nothing. What your kids got? Nothing. Culture. And what's sad is white schools done figured this out. They done figured out how to pay somebody like, Rick. They done figure out how to pay somebody like Quan, who got a degree or two and got the culture. I hate to say it, but when Maryland called me, I was like, yes. As much as my heart is with all of my HBCUs, especially my alma mater, you ain't hire me. I'm going to go where the bag at. I'm going to go where the insurance at. I'm going to go where that 401k daddy at. I'm going to go wherever I need to go. So when my child, he becomes an adult, I got something to give him. I can't give him too much, cranking up in the community band until I'm 45. And that's not saying there's anything wrong with it. I know Rick, you good? I was thinking about you, bro. But I did it. But eventually I said, damn, these school loan people, they need their money. So I got to put this mellophone down. Where's that? In the closet. Do I pull it out every now and then? Yeah. But I tell you what, I pull out more. That clarinet when I substitute for some orchestra. And I want half my money before I even leave. Half. I ain't even putting my instrument in the car unless I got to check
it. It don't come out the case without a certain amount. Thanks. It don't come out the case.
Chris, you better than me. I need to check up front. I'm sorry.
I I send my electric contracts. You got to send me the deposit.
Hey.
Yeah.
But
You
you know
gotta
what's
get that.
funny?
I
Look,
just
you got
You gotta
these
get that money.
professionals.
before y'all go, I just want to say I appreciate how loosely them daddies is coming out of Crystal.
It wasn't forced at all.
Yeah.
The thing just slid right out. It was just boom.
Just wanted to put that out there.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
go ahead, Rick. You got it.
But like you got Crystal playing professionally. I'm playing. I got a gig on Easter making $700, playing a few charts. Mario playing professional. All of us play, and we're saying this as people that are actually doing this, not people that are
Right.
internet gangsters talking about doing it. And we're telling you exactly what I said on that original comment. We're all right. You need to monetize what you do. You don't do anything for free. And people attack, man. This is an art, dog. This is our culture, man. Okay, that's nice. This is my livelihood. This is how I support myself. This is how I keep clean draws. Oh, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I can love the
keep
culture
clean,
as
bro.
much as I want. But if I can't eat, I can't love the culture dead. So at the end of the day, we can come up with every excuse, y'all, of why we aren't successful or what, or why we aren't moving the culture, whatever, in the right direction. At the end of the day, are we doing what's in the best interest of these students? And if you're not doing that, then you're not doing your job, man. Like point blank, period. And these, like you said, Crystal, with the smaller bands and stuff like that. I made a statement at the beginning of the show because I saw a video of DeLan's pep band. From the CIAA tournament, and they sound great. You got these small bands that like these small gyms. You got like what was the Kentucky State, Thurman's band. It's a couple of small bands, peppered all around the country that are good band programs. What people are saying about Savannah State now and what the direction that band is going. Like there's some things happening across the country, but the key is you look at those bands that I'm talking about. They got legit people running the program. And the last thing I'll say, Crystal, I would love to get your feedback on this. I've been asking for about a month and a half, almost 2 months now, why don't we have more female band directors? And this conversation has made me realize the reason why is because when we get these dope ass female band directors that interview for positions or get hired for positions, the first thing the school want to do is lowball them, paying peanuts on the dollar of what they would pay somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like you a director of bands. We all know the work that goes into being a director of bands, and you offer a fucking director of bands $65,000.
That's across the board.
It's a lot of people working for that, man.
That's what I'm saying. You saying like I know 65 is having to some of these damn positions, and I count 2 band friends I know and money, and they bands ain't half as popular as the bands that we talk about every day. That's another story for another day, which leads me to my last thing, which I was talking about how some of these band directors, when a lot of y'all say y'all wouldn't leave y'all comfortable position to take a band director spot that's getting paid lower. To play devil's advocate, some people can look at that as like a resume builder to something else. You know what I'm saying? Now,
that was me, Justin. This position, when I first got hired at UConn, I was making less than I was making at Prairie View my last year there. But now I'm making way more than I was making at PV because I took the cut. Like I was saying, I started playing again. I started gigging with the New London Big Band. So I was able to get back on my horn full time. I was doing all these I started teaching drum corps. I was doing all these things that elevated, me, A, from my resume standpoint, and then B, I was able to supplement my income. Now, I'm doing great. But that all came from making the sacrifice. I said that when we said that. I don't mind taking a pay cut if it's going to lead to something better. But that's what Chris was saying. You got to have vision. You got to have drive. You got to have something that leads you to the next level. You know what I'm saying? You got to have something that is marketable to people.
All right. Hey, Crystal, any final thoughts on any of the topics that y'all just discussed? Because y'all was going in. Is she froze?
Crystal froze, yeah.
I think she froze. All right. Well, it will get you, Justin. Justin, any final?
I mean, I don't know. I like these real highly raw and uncut conversations that y'all be having. Like we had the after show or whatever it was. I like that too, man. But That was just my statement. You know what I'm saying? I agree with y'all, you know what I'm saying? But it's just kind of the world that we live in with this band stuff, man. I hate to say that the popularity will win, but I feel like sometimes y'all in the Ivy League of this sport, you know what I'm saying? You need to start holding some of y'all counterparts, uh, um, hold them. I ain't gonna say what I want to say. Blame them, you know what I'm saying? Hold them accountable because a lot of them be. I ain't say a lot of them, not y'all in general, but for these small bands that suck, some of the schools they go to don't even represent the band product that they're putting out. So I think until we can start doing that, bro, until we just start getting our feet in the door, I just think something's just gonna reign supreme. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to the topic, and I hate to say it until something is done about it. It sucks, but something has to change. I would like to see it change because I won't be the one to be like, y'all said when these other people start getting the dope, band was gonna change. You know, that's what I wanted to be the person to be like, I told y'all it wasn't gonna happen, or y'all was right. So that's just why I thought.
Right. I hear you.
All right. Man, Justin, you know we always appreciate you, brother. Appreciate your support. I got your message. I got you, bro. I sent you another message. So
Yeah, I sent it to you. That's the one I wanted. That's a real statement on it. Like that.
yeah, I know, but I sent you the last joint I sent you. Where you want me to send it? So
I
just
sent
give
you
me that.
my address. I sent
Oh,
you.
you sent okay. All right, cool, man. I got you, bro. You know
Go,
I
y'all.
appreciate you, bro. We see you. Matter of fact, we'll see you on Sunday because Crystal got her show on Sunday. So
What's,
you
oh
got to
yeah.
tap
I'm
in
coming.
on
I'm
Sunday.
coming. I'm coming.
All right, so
All right,
we'll see you then, bro. All right.
gotcha.
Hey Jay, I wanted to answer his question. I got bumped out.
I
I
know.
was out here on Beyonce's, internet. Real quick, the real issue is women, we still dealing with that expectation that we have to prove ourselves to get something. Like I know I'd never be able to get a program off of the merit of my degrees. It just would never happen. That's like you talk about Stephanie Saunders. She had to prove herself for years to even get where she is, and still, underappreciated. So that's just the fact of the matter is, unfortunately, we have to create something out of nothing before people believe that we actually can do it. It's just that peace standing up syndrome. We don't peace standing up. You don't believe that we could actually make it happen. Um, the other thing is, black women, if we talk about black women, we the most educated group in the United States right now. We're still the lowest paid out of all the groups. And to be real, we at the point where we're not just gonna take a position just for the sake of saying we got a position. You got too much invested. So and I'm sure a lot of black women can say, I'm not going to take your rehab program to prove that I'm qualified. And then when I can't make a miracle happen, I can't make a unicorn out of shit. Now you talking bad about me. Now you saying, look who ruined the program, knowing that program done had 7 or 8 directors. 5 of the directors been touching kids. The other 3, misappropriating money.
Right.
And then we got to come in and say, become quote unquote strong, magical black women. We starting to put that cape down and say, nah, I could just go work at a white school. That's real. I can just go work at a white school where I don't have to deal with all the microaggressions. And if I do, at least I know what to expect. Because I tell you what they will respect, your degree.
Yeah.
That's right.
Enough said.
And that's a fact, chat.
That's a
No,
fact.
she's spitting facts. I knew I lose some of the things, but the fact of the matter is, y'all, we're fighting other things that are country misogyny. We ain't gonna get rid of misogyny overnight. We just not. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of, like I keep saying, it's a lot of dope female band directors. One that pops into mind is one of our Spartan Legion sisters, Toya. Look at the things Toya's doing down there in Texas. Couldn't get an opportunity to be in leadership at Norfolk. Soon as she finish that doctorate degree, instantly hired as an assistant director of bands at the best music school, in my opinion, in the country. Probably one of the best in the world. Instantly. Like that was her first job out of graduate school, was at the University of Texas. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't get an opportunity anywhere else. So, I've raised that subject, Crystal, out of respect, but to start a fire. All these dope ass women that can do these jobs at a high level, and the only person that's got a band larger than 150 people as a director of bands is Dr. Robo. That's it. Like, come on, man. They got to get the dumpster fire. You know, hey, make this 20-piece band sound like Southern.
Right.
Rehab programs. You get that rehab.
Hey.
Right.
So
Well,
shout out to people like Fascia and Juliet and Miss Sanders, you know, being a associate director. All these dope ass women who are hella good musicians. Juliet was my mentor teacher, y'all, when I first started teaching. When I got my first job, they tried to put me with another director, and I'm good on that. I went right over there to Juliet and said, "Will you please be my mentor teacher?" And Juliet took me under her wing and showed me the ropes. I would love that woman forever. You know what I'm saying? And not to mention, she had one of the best show style high school bands in the country. They won isometric 3 years in a row.
I'm about to say, yeah, they won national.
Right, 3 years in a row.
National. Yep.
Now she's up and coming with Elizabeth City, and she's going, one day she's gonna be somebody's college president. Like, she's just dope, man. It's a lot of women that I just wish would get a better opportunity. And Fascia, Fascia's a hell of a musician. We marched with Fascia, who's at Virginia Union. So, like, all these dope ass women, we see y'all, we appreciate y'all, and I hope that y'all get the opportunity that you deserve.
Well, if you want to continue seeing these dope ass women as directors who are doing things in the game, you can join Crystal at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 5 o'clock Central Standard Time on Diver Lady Band Director right here on the Passioneers Network. All female panel. Like I told you before, that first show was like super dope. And so y'all can join her on this Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. I think I did you justice. We did that good, Crystal. All right.
You did that advertisement, Daddy.
Yeah, absolutely. You saw how I slid that
That
daddy.
ain't sliding off. I think she got it, y'all.
You starting to get a little smooth with it.
Right.
Get a little smooth with it.
She getting nice with it.
Now all I got to do is work on my twos, and I'll be all right.
Yeah, that
Tease.
Yeah, I got to work on my twos.
T22.
Right. You a whole dummy, yo.
You're a whole dummy, yo.
You a whole dummy, yo.
All right, Crystal. I will see you on Sunday. We will all see you on Sunday. It's been a pleasure. Go ahead and get you some rest, girl. All right.
She got that hoodie daddy on. She trying to hide something.
It's night. Maya waiting to put her hoodie on. She just waiting for that camera to go off. Look,
right, Maya got steam or something. Maya either hitting the weed in the background or something.
Yo, I was like, wow, you
that is theme from this food. Thank you so much. She don't do that.
Yeah, that cooking steadiest. All right, man.
I mean, this seafood rotel, okay?
Oh Lord, is it hidden?
It's either you either hit the seafood daddy or the seafood daddy. You doing either or.
And
a little twin.
Man, I will say this. It is definitely a pleasure to always have a family. I love being around the family. We can laugh all daggone day and talk shit at the same time. So, but we gotta wrap it up, man, because we got jobs and Wake to get to tomorrow. I still got UIL coming up, so we got to work with these children to make sure that they where they need to be by the 31st. So let's go ahead and get on out of here. Let's do it the way we always do it. Rick, any final thoughts? Anything you got for the culture?
Yeah, man. I've been, I like to give us some good music to jam out to. Got a couple albums, but before I do the popular music, go listen to some wind ensemble stuff, y'all. Like, go broaden your palette. So I'm gonna give you a couple pieces to listen to from a wind ensemble perspective. I'm doing this piece on our next concert cycle. It's called Anti-Fanfare. Go look up Anti-Fanfare. Anti-Fanfare is a dope ass piece. When you think the word fanfare, you think brass. This piece is called Anti-Fanfare because it's just for woodwinds and percussion. So this is how I'm opening my upcoming concert for our last concert of the year. And we've started playing, and the woodwind section is killing it, man. So maybe I'll post like a little short snippet of it, like on my Facebook or something, so you guys can check it out. But go check that out. And then there's I'm closing this program with an awesome saxophone quartet piece called Ciudades. 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 It's a really, really cool saxophone quartet and one ensemble piece. And it's legit, man. We started working on it today. And it was whipping our ass, but we were able to make it towards the end. So we were good. If you want some new, like, popular music to listen to, some stuff you may not have heard, a dope artist named Trey Stella, Trei Stella. She has an album called Sorry for the Wait. It's a really dope album, man. I was feeling it. Ashley J posted this video on her Instagram with her singing to this track by this guy named Master Soul Boy.
Guess what's gonna happen?
Yeah. So Master Soul Boy is another good one. He has like a bunch of different singles on iTunes. And then lastly, a dope album I've been listening to that I thought would be cool is a guy named Michael Dunaway. Dunaway. Name of that album is Phyllogeny. All right, I'm not gonna mess that up because y'all be making fun of me. So 3 dope albums that you can go check out, man. I promise they'll get you.
How you spell the Trey again? Trea?
Yeah, Trea and last name Stella.
Got it.
So dope albums. Y'all want to hear some good music tomorrow? Get you through the day. That'll do that, man. Support Black, man. There's a lot of great things coming up, y'all. I'll be in New York this weekend for the starting the NCAA tournament. So if you're in the New York area, come holler at your boy. I'll be at Madison Square Garden. We playing there. So I love my people, man. I always want to see us do better, man. So let's do it.
Chief, when you go out there and see Rick, make sure y'all take pictures because I know you're going. All right. Come on. Any final thoughts? Anything you got for the culture, bro?
I didn't have a chance to say it last week, but I bless God for I was voted Teacher of the Year for my school, and I'll be going up for the District Teacher of the Year as well.
Congratulations, bro! It's huge.
Appreciate it. I'm very humbled by it, and I'm just thankful that my peers voted for me. I think I'm the first fine arts person to win this award in like 15 years. But it's just a blessing, man. And let's just keep working, like Rick said, support Black, and let's keep doing what's right by our kids to get them to the college level. Then I pray these college professors are truly preparing these music educators for what they have to face. That's it.
All right. And most definitely congratulations to you, brother. I told you on Monday I thought that was dope. So we gonna celebrate that all week. Oh, the week is almost over. Well, we're gonna celebrate that till Friday, and then we done. All right. Chief, any final thoughts, anything you got for the culture?
First thing, man, it's just good to be back, man. Life can be tough, man. And so it's just been a lot going on in the personal life, man, just working everything out, man. Things are still yet to finalize, but everything's getting closer for me to be in a good space, man. I put my God first, my family second, myself after that, man. And I focus on those things so much so that anything that is not that is backseat. And so if you don't see me, know my heart's in the right place, and as always with you guys here, man. Something I've been working on with my my program, man. My jazz band, small group this year. We're still kind of building up, but we got a huge call the other day. WBGO. I'm not sure if you all are familiar with WBGO. WBGO is the oldest jazz radio station in the United States, and it resides here on Park Place Avenue in Newark, New Jersey. And we were told recently that WBGO is going to be changing the name of Park Place Avenue to Wayne Shorter Way. So they're going to be naming the street after the great Wayne Shorter, tenor saxophonist, soprano saxophonist, composer, just great musician in person, who had recently, I think a couple years ago when he was still performing, I got a chance to see him and Herbie Hancock at the New Jersey Performing Arts Center. We were requested to perform as they're going to change the name of the street from, Park Place Avenue to Wayne Shorter Way. So my kids are going to get a huge honor, and that will always be written in the stone, man. And I think that's such a beautiful honor for me, knowing that 11 years ago I came here and I ain't know nobody in this joint. So I appreciate it, man. And as we go forward, I just want to continue with building a strong legacy of great musicians across and in Newark, my school in Newark and across this region as much as I can, in all type of aspects of music, jazz, marching, concert, just being a great musician and having fun with the art, man. So I'm promoting all those band directors out there who working hard, who keep their head down, and just do the work. Keep your chin up, man, because it's effective, and these kids are noticing, and your peers are too, and that's why Quan got recognized, because they know what's up. You putting in the work, bro. Congratulations to you again.
Yeah, that's super dope, bro.
Also, shout out to the Norfolk State, man, the KK side, Phi Mu Alpha, Tau Beta Sigma.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man, big up to them, man. Our alma mater.
Sorors.
Yeah, all those, and look, I'm especially humble, y'all, because the Deuce from the KK sideline, I started that kid on his instrument in middle school, man. And it's always a joy to see kids that you started 10, 15 years ago still expressing a love of music and joining the one to, provide service in support of the band, man. So shout out to Ant, who was on with us last week. Ant, your son, man, Will, crossed up into KK side, man. That's a big deal, man. And my chapter, Phi Mu Alpha, all right, the Ruthless Romeo chapter, Mario's chapter, right?
Romeo, baby.
So shout out, man. We just crossed 6 young men as well. And some bigger things are coming too. I can't talk about them yet, but some big things coming. So shout out to Romeo. Shout out to Iota Xi, E Sigma, all y'all, man. We love y'all and we love what y'all doing. So that
Keep
too.
it up.
Yeah, most definitely. Shout out to Patrick Riddick too. A5.
Oh yeah.
All right.
This a music show.
It's Patrick
Riddick. 20 years.
It is a music show. That's why I shout out Patrick Riddick. He's a musician. Anyway, Buttermilk Biscuits.
What's good, man?
All right. My any final thoughts? Anything you got for the coach?
Been eating too hard. I don't think I got any church announcements this week. But just as always, happy to be here. Glad we got the band back together. You see what I did there? The band back together.
Good job.
She was weak too.
Woo! That was a good one. Or at least I thought it sounded better in my head. Anyways, I'm glad we got another chance to do it again. Building community, doing the right thing. Just supporting our people, supporting our culture, supporting what we love, supporting the art. And we just got to keep on doing it week in, week over. So, yeah. See y'all next week.
All right. A couple of things that I just want to go ahead and say before I get out of here. Once again, shout out to Quan for Teacher of the Year. I think that is super dope, Chief. The things that you were doing and the announcements that you just gave, man. Brother, I'm always support you in whatever you do. So keep grinding, Rick. I talk to you every day, so I rock with you. And Maya, I love you, girl. So the first thing is Diary of a Lady Band Director. If you did not find that out, or you weren't paying attention, or you just coming in, make sure you check that out on Sundays, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Man, Crystal has a hell of a panel, and she has a guest panelist also coming in this week. So make sure you guys check that out. Also Monday secondary sessions. That's also going to happen. That's at 7:15 Central Standard Time, 8:15 Eastern Standard Time. So check that out as well. And also, please make sure that if you have not picked up your merch, go look down there at the scrolling daddy down there. Go ahead and click that link, and then you can use code Luke BD. That's my birthday. Luke's birthday. LUKEBD. All right, and get 15% off your purchase, man. Everything in the store, 15% off your purchase. Let me make sure I open this up so you can just let me scroll through it one more again, just in case you see something that you might like and or want to grab very quickly. Boom, and there it is. It's going to be up on your screen in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Just make sure you can go through there, find something you like, just rue it. I was thinking about you, Mario, when I did that one, by the way. So yeah, but yeah, man, go pick up your merch, man. The No Rap Daddies is in. and you can get 15% off your purchase. Just use the code LukeBD, and you get 15% off of your purchase. Man, it has been a great show. I've enjoyed every single one of these. As a matter of fact, Justin did bring it up, and I want to bring it up too. I think next week and next week only, we're gonna do the after party because it's spring break. So next week, Wednesday, we'll do the after party and we can really get into some mess. See, that's why she told that terrible joke, because she's sipping. But
Wait a minute. Now, this is just literally the first cup. That was not a terrible joke. That was great.
that was a gulp you just took, though. It was
It was a little slight baby gulp.
it was a gulp, though. All right, but right. But yeah, man. So next week we will do the after party because, like I said, we hitting the spring break daddy. Me and Quan gonna have time, but Quan gonna have to be in the crib. So hope the signal's good over there, man. But other than that, man, I ain't got nothing else, man. It has definitely been a pleasure. I've enjoyed this episode. We had some great things going on, some things to talk about. Other than that, we will see everybody next week.